This is a Harper Guys production.
The Harper contains foul language and adult material. If you are easily offended and thin-skinned, you should hit the stop button now. And if you are not a complete idiot, let's get this party started.
Let's get down to brass tacks, gentlemen. If I was informed correctly, the clock is ticking. Is that right, Jimmy?
Yeah, but good luck arguing that in court. Let me get down to brass tacks.
Listen, let's get down to brass tacks here. How much for the ape?
Jack, let's just cut the crap and get down to brass tacks here.
Are you hating on Neil Diamond?
Holy fuck Neil Diamond.
Our dream of deathmatch is going to come to fruition, and my golden ticket is going to pay off. Hoo-ah. Don't you fucking hoo-ah me, motherfucker.
I want the ability to time travel.
Dumb. This is stupid. Welcome to the Harper, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jake. With me, as always, my co-host, Adam.
That's right.
Dude, I got to tell you, every time I hear that intro, I cannot help but think about how much I fucking hate Al Pacino. It's like the reminder every fucking show that I just can't fucking stand that guy.
Oh.
Don't fucking do it. Don't. That growl was close enough. I don't need to hear your shit.
Oh, my God. Let's get this PSA out of the way, because last time you forgot to tell me to do it.
I almost forgot it fucking again.
All right, here we go. Welcome to the #1 Common Sense podcast in the world. Let's get ready to mumble. Episode 122. Please visit us at theharperguys.com, where you can find our Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube links. You can also listen to us anywhere podcasts are found. Ideas, complaints, or just feeling like saying what's up, email us at theharperguys@gmail.com.
Are you logged into the harperguys@gmail.com?
Yeah.
Do we get anything?
No.
Okay. I just wanted to check. I was like, I
get-
haven't seen anything forever. Like, maybe I need to log out and log back in or something.
You ever
I don't
heard-
fucking know.
Yeah, I don't care if it's been 5 years,
Yeah.
18 years. You got to fake it till you make it.
Is that
we
what it
have
is?
an email address. Send us some shit. If not, nah.
The fucked up part is if we ever make it, it'd be the first time we stop fucking checking. You know what I mean?
I know.
But like, I don't want to
We're
hear your
never going to
bullshit.
check. It's like, don't email those fuckers. They don't ever respond.
We'd have to make that a whole segment, just like reading fucking stupid emails.
That would be
people fucking
funny.
send us.
See?
Right?
Send us your emails. You'll make it on. Oh, see, we just created a whole new thing. God, it's going to be. Now I'm going to have to check the email, Jake. Thanks.
Sorry, man. That's what I'm here for. Fucking lead you right to it, man.
By the way, when we started in, I almost forgot to unmute the mics. That's comedy, live comedy, and then that's where we started.
It is pretty funny. I was watching. I was like, oh shit, we're going dark.
Today's probably going to be a good show because we're kind of shooting from the hip a little bit.
A little bit. We always shoot from the hip. At least I do.
But I'm just saying, you know, the show hasn't been built for an hour and a half or 24 hours. It was built about 10 minutes ago.
That's some of our best work, man.
Some of those are the best shows.
Right. No pressure.
Do you have any updates you want to tell the Hateful 88? I think we're up to 88 now.
I don't know. I don't have anything crazy. Like
Okay.
nothing
I don't
like in the
either.
world of updates.
Oh, I do have an update. I think, yeah, we talked about the successful deer harvest of last season.
Yeah.
For me, as far as a buck goes.
Yeah.
I got the meat back yesterday.
Yeah.
I got beef jerky. I got hot sticks, or I don't know. Would you call them beef sticks?
Just meat sticks.
You call it because deer is not beef.
It's red meat. It's venison.
Yeah, those are good. Haven't tried the trail bologna yet.
Yeah.
Excited to trial that. And then I got some burger, which
Yeah.
I know you have to prepare that shit and season it properly and
Sure.
all that shit. Oh, and then of course I've had the back straps, kind of like Dumbassville. I'm thinking that I'm waiting because I know for those of you that don't know, Jake likes to wait until March, till the hunting season's over for a good month. So I do what Jake does because I'm still a noob, and why not? he's my mentor for deer hunting. So, but here I've had the back straps in the freezer, and then he said send everything but the back straps. I'm like, yeah, duh. Why would you do that? You already have them. We already have them professionally butchered. So there I've been sitting on gold this whole time. So we'll talk about it a little bit later in one of our other topics. But I was looking up ways to prepare them. So we'll talk about that later. But
Cool.
Pretty excited. Glad to have the meat. The funny thing is, wife called me today. So what I did was I have the box. And also, I do need to ask your opinion on a couple things here. We'll just do it live.
Sure.
So I had the box, 3 boxes of meat. I condensed them into one because I put the trail bologna in the fridge. Well, I put mine in the freezer. I put my stepdad's that I'm going to give him in the fridge because I'm just going to take that over and he can do whatever he wants. The burger, obviously, in the freezer.
Yeah.
But then the sticks, did those need? Because the guy from the processing said the sticks and the jerky are good outside.
I keep it all in the freezer.
You throw it in the freezer.
Hell yeah.
Did I ruin anything? It's been 24 hours.
I'm sure you're fine. Just throw it in the freezer. Throw it in the freezer when you get home. Let it freeze all the way. Give it like 72 hours.
Even your sticks, your meat sticks, you throw it in the freezer?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
Now, he did say for the bologna, or no, maybe I read this online, that if you freeze the trail bologna, you should let it thaw in the fridge before eating it.
Yeah.
A slow thaw?
Yeah.
Is that the same for... I wouldn't think you'd have to refrigerate the jerky, though.
I like to. Like, just because I don't
when
want
you
it
go
to
into
go
the
bad.
store,
I'm
it's
just
always
saying,
hanging
man,
on the end caps?
Yeah, this ain't Jack Link's with all kinds of shit in it that you don't want in it, you know?
right.
Like, sorry, no offense, I love Jack Link's products. I'm just saying. Like,
This is like, oh my God, I'm going to tell you what. And we talked about it on text, but first thing I tried was, because, I don't know what to expect. I'm assuming very good. But so I take a bite of the first beef stick and I'm like, it's not real flavorful. It's a little bit bland, but could have also been because I just had eaten dinner
yeah.
a little bit ago and had some Red Hot that was involved.
Yeah.
That can kind of wipe out your taste buds a little bit for something like this. But it was still good. And I didn't taste any spice right away. But by the time I ended the stick, it was perfect.
Yeah.
Then I waited till later and I had some jerky and I was completely blown away. It was awesome. Made me wish I would have gotten 3/4, out of the sticks and jerky, like 3/4 jerky and then 1/4 sticks.
The rule is that you get everything that you can turned into jerky and the rest goes into sticks. Like
Okay.
like anything that can be turned into jerky, I always go to jerky.
Really?
Because it's only the whole muscle stuff.
Okay.
So like it's only.
So you did, but how do you know? Like when you take it in, how do you know how much poundage you've got for jerky?
You just guess, but you just tell them like, hey, all the whole muscle into jerky, and then like anything that comes off of that, all the grinds, and then they'll put that with the extra stuff, and that's the stuff that gets ground up and put into your sticks.
But do you get burger and stuff too?
But I get the burger from Bob.
Oh, so you do it differently.
I have Bob do all the burger. That way I know the burger's tight and clean all the time. He puts it in.
So you didn't tell. I gotta regroup on some of this.
1 or 2 pound vacuum sealed packs ready to go, so you don't have to take that back and forth with you. Yeah, Bob. Sorry, nobody explained that part to you. Definitely have Bob do your burger.
Okay. All right. Well, I need to regroup a little bit, anyways. I'm gonna make some mistakes the first time for sure.
You didn't make any mistakes. You got sticks, jerky, burger, back straps, and bologna.
Yeah.
Out of one deer.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's gonna be amazing.
Dude, their
you're telling
jerky's
me
the best jerky on
You're
earth,
telling me
though.
to freeze it all.
Yeah, all of it. Freeze it all.
Okay. Well, I got room.
Yeah. And then just make sure anything that you get out.
And it's probably a good idea because the wife called me today. I put this in my room in the basement. It's got a door.
The whole fucking basement smells like meat now.
No, because it's vacuum sealed. But it's got a door. The door was shut. The door does not have a lock on it, but it was shut. I checked it this morning because the four-legged friend can smell this shit. And
Yeah.
she's like scratching at the door. She calls me an hour before I head over here. I don't know what to do. The dog got in there somehow and tore open a... So the jerky packs are like 2 or 3 individually vacuum sealed pieces.
Yeah.
Let's say 8 inches long, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So she got one of these out, tore it open, and started eating. Didn't eat the whole thing. Probably ate half of it or a quarter, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, she comes down and finds her freaking out. Now, She knows the dog's going to be okay. The dog's 11, going to be 12. Okay, it still doesn't matter. For one, we've had a dog that we had some snipped up jerky, Hog's jerky. Remember old Hog's jerky?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, that was good shit. And we were eating it, watching TV, and we I don't know what we did. Went outside, smoked a cigarette. I don't know. We came back in, the shit was gone. It was in a Tupperware, and we were worried to death. And that shit was hot. This stuff I've got, it's jalapeno, but it's not hot.
Yeah.
I'm like, the dog, if she didn't eat like 17 of these things, she ate a half of one, maybe a quarter. So she's fine. But yeah, the wife's just like flipping her shit.
She'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So the family prepared for your never-ending meat farts for the next 3 weeks
I can't
as
wait.
you dive through this shit?
No, I want to. This is the thing. I don't want to like eat this all in a month. I want this shit to fucking last. Because I don't know if you realize this, but every time we go hunting, when we stop at the little gas station on the way down, little gas break or coffee up, I usually always, almost religiously buy this bag of $12 to $19, whatever it is, of these beef jerky sticks. They're real small, they're real dry, but they're just flavorful, and I won't eat them all. It's kind of like I take the gold back home with me as well, you know.
Yeah.
So I'll eat some of them while we're hunting, and then, of course, I want those deers to be like, the fuck is that? I want to go check it out. But anyways, I always buy it. So in my brain of brains, I want to save some of this for hunting. You know, it's gonna last a little while.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take the deer with me and be like, I'm eating your friend.
Make you feel better during those slow times when you're not seeing nothing?
It will draw them right in, let me tell you.
That's funny.
So,
Yeah, that's a cool update, though.
Yeah, that's my update. We got some meat in the freezer.
In the freezer?
Sounds like more is going in the freezer. All right, let's just start into it. When's the last time you got pulled over? Recently? Mm-hmm. Me too. It's been a long time.
2 weeks ago.
Did you get a ticket? Mm-hmm. Okay.
First ticket I've had in a long, long time.
Right.
I was actually coming home from a work trip, coming back from Louisville, right? Yeah. And ironically...
Did you earn the ticket?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So, like, I'm literally just... It's about a 5.5 hour drive from Louisville, right? And I'm just working my way back. I'm in my own world. It's like 6:30 at night. You know what I mean? Like, I've been driving for hours. You know, I'm in the left-hand lane, just cruising on down the highway, jamming out to the music, you know, not paying attention to nothing. I come over the hill. I see him. I look down. I'm like, oh, I'm nailed.
Did you slam him on?
Oh, no. No.
Word to the wise for you out there in the world that don't know, do not ever slam your brakes on. When you see the cop, you let off the accelerator and you just see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I as soon as I saw him, I'm like, oh, I'm nailed. I know I'm nailed. So as soon as I saw him, I slid over. Sure as hell, he comes ripping out behind me, you know. I'm like, all right, here we go. I've never seen a cop do this, though. He pulls like all the way up beside me. And at this point, I'm back in the normal range, right? He pulls all the way up beside me. I'm like, maybe there's somebody else. You know what I mean? And I'm just chilling. You know what I mean? Like at this point, I'm just waiting for the inevitable,
right?
You know? And all of a sudden, he fucking drops back real quick, jumps behind me, throws the lights on. I mean, it was like a real quick maneuver. I'm like...
That's strange.
Right. I'm like... Did he see something in there? And then, like, I'm thinking, I'm like, I know my registration's good. Like, it's not like I've done anything here, you know? So I pull over. He comes fucking walking up. Fucking statey, you know? He comes walking up. You know why I pulled you over? I said, I do. I said, I'm going to guess I was speeding coming over that hill right there. He goes, yeah, where are you coming from? I said, I was in Louisville for work, headed home to Twinsburg. He goes, that's a long way away from Twinsburg to be working. I said, I'm in sales, man. I was down there for some meetings today. I'm just driving home. All right.
Like not believing you?
Yeah, like it was a whole thing.
Fuck you.
Right. So then I give him my license, and he's like, I need proof of registration. I said, I have it right here on my phone. He's like, no. I'm like, yeah, like we can do that, right? And he's like, no. He's like, you got to have an actual card. I'm like,
paper copy.
I'm like, but I don't think you have to anymore in Ohio. And like, I'm not trying to argue with the cop. Like, you guys know from other conversations we've had, I am not pro. Let's argue with the policeman. That is not my jam.
Right.
If he does something jacked up, he's gonna do what he needs to do, and we can hash it out later. But like in that moment,
Do you get a little bit like fried out? Like I get a little bit fried out when the cops pull me over. I do. I don't know why I do, but I do.
I don't give a shit. Like, it is what it is. And I'm like, I don't have to. He goes, okay, I'll be right back. And he leaves, and I'm like, okay, maybe 2 minutes he's gone. I'm talking like lightning. And I'm like,
So you're thinking again.
I'm like, maybe.
Maybe.
So you're telling me there's a chance. And he comes back and he goes, I'm going to give it to you for 89. That way you don't have to go to court. I'm like, fair enough. So I had to send in a copy of my insurance card with it when I sent in the check. It was like, it was lame. So, but yeah, it's the first speeding ticket I've had in, I think, like 16 years. Wow. The reason I laughed, and like, you know, you can let something like that ruin your fucking day in like no time and just like be in a shitty mood. But it's like, you know how many tickets I haven't got that I could have fucking got? Like, it's not worth it.
No. No, I mean, when I say I get a little bit, spun out when I get pulled over, it's just because it's probably more of just habitual, like, oh my God, it's a cop.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it doesn't bother me overall.
It's the old 90s weed days.
It's also like Mary McGillivray taught me something from Old Roar.
Yeah?
Not Old Roar, more recent Roar. If no one died or went to jail, that's a pretty good fucking day. I mean, it's true. So speeding ticket's a speeding ticket.
Yeah.
I know I talked about this on the show, but not the last time I got pulled over, we'll get to that in a second, but the last time I got a ticket, which wasn't this last time, was when I went to the playoff game with Caden, flying up, and I got a paper one in the mail.
Oh yeah, fuck
that
those.
pissed me off.
Yeah,
and that's something
that should be illegal.
That's something that I do want to talk about, and that's one of the topics that I was hunting for in my brain was because when you're writing this shit down, you can't ever remember what you wanted to talk about. At least I have a hard time with that.
Right.
But does that? I know it's the middle-aged man thing in me, but does that not piss you off when you just see a cop just sitting there? Because he's literally doing nothing. He's looking for speeders. He's basically deer hunting.
Yeah.
He's sitting in his tree stand waiting for speeders.
He's patrolling.
No, that is not patrolling. If the car was in gear, he'd be patrolling. That's what pisses me off. I mean, I know I also talked about this on the show. I was at the park with my daughter a couple years ago doing softball. I was pitching to her, and she's hitting, and I'm watching this cop. He's pulled over in this corner of this parking lot, and another car pulls up, and here I don't know, but it looks like Mistress. And then they sit there for 20 minutes or so, then one of them finally leaves and the other one leaves, and I'm just like, but the police station is literally where we're at. Police station's like a football field and a half away. I mean, he's like right in his backyard. That shit just pisses me off.
Well, the 40-year-old man in me coming out is that goes under the classification of mind your own business, man. I would stay the fuck out of that all the way.
Me?
I didn't see shit. I didn't hear shit. Was there even a cop around? I didn't know.
I'm not saying I'm going to go squawk box.
I wouldn't even fucking be talking about it.
I'm just saying.
Don't mention the park. I wouldn't say the jurisdiction.
Waste of fucking tax dollars if I'm paying for you to be in your squad car on your marital affair. I'm just saying. Do you think that at all? That when you see a cop sitting there, you're like, yo, you're not doing anything?
No, I don't, because I've seen so many fucking accidents out on the highways and shit. Like, they gotta fucking be someplace, man.
No, it doesn't bother me as much when they're in the middle of the median on a highway as when they're, in town, just sitting in a parking lot.
I don't give a fuck. Like,
I mean, if
they're towny fucking cops.
I think it's a waste of fucking
I don't
tax
know.
dollars.
You want to piss me off? Get one of them out on the fucking highway. Going 70 fucking 3. So nobody else will go faster than 70 fucking 3. Then you got traffic backed up for 10 fucking miles.
What do you mean? 73 is about the max speed limit around here.
That's stupid.
I know.
I don't know where you go. Nobody drives 73.
I understand. But when I see 70, I think 80. right?
Right.
But then when I'm thinking legal speed, I'm thinking 75. So 73 is pretty fucking close.
I go with the 10% rule.
10% rule.
If it's 70, I go 77. If it's 65, I round up to 72.
Apparently, you go a little faster. Than
Apparently, I fucking do.
Monsignor.
Oh well.
So the last time
There's times, man.
last time I got pulled over was in dead center Little Norton. So I don't know about you, but even as I probably have been doing this for years, but little shit when I'm driving pisses me off from other retards. And I forget what happened, but I pull out of my road. I get on Cleveland Maslin there. I make a right. I'm going up towards the highway. It was actually shitty out, and it was around Christmas time, and we ordered Applebee's. So I ran up, and I was going to run up to Applebee's and get it. But as I pull out on our main drag there in our little town of Norton, something pissed me off from some other driver, and they must have been going left. And so when I got past them, like right at the light, the main light, I gunned it just to let them know that, they probably didn't even realize I did that. But anyways, my acceleration was trying to let them know that I don't like you. And so as I'm going through, up a little ways, and I let off the gas.
Yeah.
But at some point, I didn't see him. It was shitty out. Didn't see the motherfucker. So pulls me over. I pull into the subway right there, and he walks up. He's like, "What's the deal?" I forget what I did. What he said. He's like, "What's the deal doing 44 back there?" And I'm like, 44? I didn't get to 44. You're fucking full of shit. And so, but I am a little spun out. Like I said, I'm like, oh, that's a fucking cop. Fucking great. This fucking great. And I looked at him, and I wanted to say, I don't know, man. Do you ever have emotions? Because that's literally what that was back there. That fucker pissed me off. I punched it. By the time you caught me, I was doing 30 again. In a 25.
Right.
But you got me when I don't even think he caught me at 44. I think that's why he didn't give me a fucking ticket.
So middle of town's going to be a 25 right there anyway, isn't it?
It is. So there's no way I got up to 44. Yeah. Fuck that guy. But so it was raining, and so he goes back, give him my shit, and he goes back, and comes back, and he wasn't gone too long, so I'm thinking, well, maybe. Plus, it's almost Christmas. Come on, man. Come on, man. And he's like, "You still live at this address?" Yeah. He goes, so I don't know what's in their records.
Yeah.
But he goes, he must know how long I've lived there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because he's like, well, you know how fast it is around here. Like, you've lived here a long fucking time. I'm like, yeah. But that asshole over there pissed me off, right? So, I don't know. But he let me go. Merry Christmas.
Right.
But I will tell you, if you ever come through Norton, watch it. Because they have been employing a lot more popo. Usually you see like one a month. Yeah. Now it's like when you drive through there, I see 2 or 3 sitting. I'm like, they fucking shelled out the fucking payload
everywhere you go.
The payroll. Yeah. So
interesting. Maybe
they're expecting something going down.
Well, congrats on not getting a ticket.
Yes. But I will tell you, I mean, I don't know if it's just the strategy of letting off the gas and not slamming on the brake, but I see so many people fucking hit those brakes hard. I'm like, ha! You're going to get it, man. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Let it roll.
No. Did I ever tell you about getting pulled over the morning of my grandpa's funeral?
I think you did.
Did I? I thought I told you that one. That was a good one. Yeah. Cop let me go.
Yeah.
Yeah. 42 and a 25. He let me go. Like, woo. Thanks, Gramps.
I've been let off. I think we've all been let off the hook a few times in our life. But the one time, I don't remember. I think it was like 18 or 19.
Yeah.
And I'm going down like 57.
Yeah.
And I think I'm coming from Medina.
Yeah.
Back to Wadsworth. And I don't remember exactly where I was headed because I think I got pulled over somewhere like in the Aurora area.
Yeah.
But I was speeding. I think I was doing like 63 or something.
Yeah.
In what, a 55?
Yeah.
And lady pulled me over. And this moment in very weird. I was must have been a weird ass mood because I was like, not like, I was like, I don't fucking give a shit. Give me a fucking ticket. I was just in a bad mood or something. And it was the first lady cop that's ever pulled me over. Maybe the last.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm this young, cute little fella, and she talked to me, and then she didn't even go back to her squad car. She goes, "Well, sweetheart, you just slow down now." I'm just like, I don't even fucking care. The one time I'm like, write me up, motherfucker.
Get me.
That was funny.
Dude, we used to have a buddy named Sean, right? To where when we worked together on second shift, there was a point in time where we were going to the gym after work, right? There was a little gym there in Smithville, Zephyrs. You know, if you had a key, it was open 24/7, 365, right? So we'd get off at 11, head down to the gym. Well, we had another buddy of ours that was working at a place down in Worcester at the time. And we would go down to the gym, hit the gym for an hour, because they got off at like 12:45.
Right.
So by time he got home, we were done at the gym. We'd get down there at 1 o'clock in the morning. Shit, we don't care. We stay up till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. We work second shift. You know what I mean? 20 years old, we do what we want, you know, right? So we go to it was great. But this little speed trap town that we grew up in, you know, and
Smitty?
Yeah. So we're coming out of town there. Sean's got this little black Celica. Remember when the Celicas were like all the rage for a few minutes there? Yeah. So he's got this little black Celica, and he used to hot rod this thing around all the time, you know? Well, he punches the gas going out of town, didn't see the cop sitting right there, right? So fucking lights come on. We're on 585, and Sean starts freaking out. He's like, dude, I got a quarter bag in the middle console. I'm like, we haven't been smoking it. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
You know, and I got to remember, this is not now. Like, this was years ago. It was a little bit different situation. Like, we were a little more paranoid about things. You
Super
know?
paranoid.
Right. So I'm like, dude, it doesn't matter. Like, we're not doing nothing. Like, be cool, you know? So the guy comes walking up to the car, and he's like, he kind of leans in, and he sees both of us. He's like, you got your license too? I'm like, yeah, dude. Like, I already had it out, ready to go. Like, I'm 20, but I'm not dumb. Right. You know what I mean? I mean, I was dumb at 20. We all were, but like,
I probably wouldn't have had my ID.
I had it out ready to go. I was teed up. I knew what was going on here, you know? So he goes, where are you fellas coming from? I go, the gym. At the exact same time, Sean goes, work. And the guy goes, you guys work at a gym? And I started laughing. I was like, we get off work at 11. We went to the gym, and now we're heading down to our buddy's house. What are you guys doing down there at 1 o'clock in the morning? I was like, we're probably just going to watch a movie, hang out. I said, we're all second shifters. You know, we just kind of kick it down there. Sean's just like, it's like, yeah, I don't know why I said that. I'm like, dude, stop talking. Like, I've got this guy doing just fine. You know what I mean? And he fucking ended up giving him a ticket. He was like 13 over. So he fucking gave him the ticket. I'd never seen somebody so happy for a speeding ticket in my life. So the funniest part of the whole thing was, so we get down there, and like, he's all wigged out.
Fucking Sean. He's
all wigged out. He's like, man, I don't think I can smoke tonight. I'm like, we're going to watch a movie or play some cards. Like, well, who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? Like, we're 20 years old. We don't have life responsibilities at this point.
I think you need to smoke at that point to relax.
Right. So he doesn't. We all do. You know, we're just kicking it. You know what I mean? It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. You know, I'm probably just going to crash there. I mean, Steve's got a house. You know what I mean? And Sean's like, we got to go home. I'm like, really? Like, yeah. I'm like, fuck it, man. Whatever. I don't care. Dude, we come through Smithville at fucking 3 o'clock in the morning. We just get over the tracks. Woo! We got fucking pulled over coming back down through. I'm laughing hysterically at this point. I'm stoned as fuck, but we don't have nothing on us because he got scared and left the bag there.
Right.
Because he's like, I'm not driving at 3 o'clock in the morning with this. Yada yada yada. Same fucking cop like pulled us over again on the way back. He's like, what are you boys doing back through here? Oh, I'm like almost in tears at this point, can barely get a word out. He goes, is your buddy okay? He's like, oh, I'm DD, and he was partying a little bit tonight. I'm like, just a little bit. Like, the cop starts laughing. He's like, all right, you guys just be careful. Go and get out of here. We weren't speeding or nothing. He just knew the car again coming back through town.
That's a dick fucking move.
Dude, that's what you do to 20-year-olds.
That's right.
Make sure they're not out fucking shit up. I thought it was hilarious. Like, I got a kick out of the whole thing. Like, I guess I'm too good at this point. Like,
Sean was like, motherfucker.
I was like, you already gave me a fucking ticket, man. Like, what do you want?
Did he say that?
No, fuck, no, dude, no. Not till afterwards.
Yeah.
Right. We had a pretty good time. So
That is funny.
yeah, we don't have to go into any more of the pulled over stories, but God, I love that one.
Well, if you want to hear one of my most fabulous pulled over stories,
Yeah.
go look up one of our shows called Closest DUI Moments.
Oh man.
Go and find it. It's one of our most listened to episodes, anyways. That was a good. That's a good one.
That was a rough
All
one.
right, so
Moving along.
let's get into it. Miles Garrett,
Yeah.
love the guy.
Yeah.
He's a fucking beast.
Canton to Cleveland to Canton, baby.
Cleveland, that's probably all he's going to get. So he comes out right before the Super Bowl, a week or two, whatever it was. Says he wants to be traded. God damn it, I'm going to be traded. Blibbity blibbity blab. And then I think I remember telling you or asking you or saying that I didn't realize when he came out that he's under contract for 2 years. I'm like, if I was the GM, I would not trade you. Why would I do that? And then I think we heard some stuff about he'll sit out, yada yada. I know on the last show we talked about this, and I said something about, so what? It's going to hurt his career, Le'Veon Bell bullshit, But now things have changed. Max contract, theoretically, it's here for 6 years now, which I saw something funny, which ironically that new contract has a no trade clause. Why would you put that in there if you're Myles Garrett?
What do you mean? Why would he put that in there?
He put that in there.
Of course he did.
And it just seems funny. He wanted to be traded. Now that he wants a no trade clause. It's just silly.
Because he doesn't want them to dump him to someplace he doesn't want to be.
I get it.
Send him to football purgatory.
He's already in football purgatory. Maybe
He doesn't believe that anymore.
Has he spoken?
Huh? Yeah.
Did he say that he doesn't believe it anymore?
Yeah. Yeah. So
I know David.
So that he has his confidence restored.
David Njoku went on, like, I saw something. He go, I'm going to get Miles back. Everybody, don't worry about it. And then,
You got to love that guy.
yeah, I do.
That dude is Cleveland. Like, for being a guy that played for the Hurricanes, that dude is Cleveland as Cleveland gets.
He went through this a few years ago, and he was one to leave, but that was because they went out and made a horrible acquisition.
Yeah.
Who was that retard they got? They got a number one tight end over him. They went Hooper, and he fucking flopped.
It wasn't really a number one. It was supposed to be like an addition to. Like, you can't stay healthy, so we got to bring somebody else in that's going to be on the field.
But they thought, yeah, and it was a fuck you, though, to Njoku.
I didn't take it that way.
Well, he did.
Gronk
And-
played with Hernandez. I mean, you get
Hernandez was a murderer.
Well, that might be true, but he was a Super Bowl champion murderer.
Yeah. So, anyways, it sounds like there was a lot of people trying to keep Miles to stay. Andrew Berry and company got it to work. It's a bunch of bullshit about, the owner. Garrett wanted to meet with the owner. The owner gave him a fuck you. That shit don't even matter. I guess my question is, or my thought process is, does this hurt his credibility at all?
Fuck no.
Maybe it doesn't even
No
matter.
fucking way. Dude,
How do you say that the money's not the issue and then take the money? How do you do that? Because he did that. He said, I don't want an extension. I want out.
Yeah.
And then you took the extension.
Yeah. Well, we don't know what all those conversations were.
We don't.
It's
but,
easy. It's
but
easy.
is he a sellout
but
now?
I don't know.
Does it even matter?
Did he need a nickel of it? Did he need it? Do you really think that Myles Garrett needed more money?
You know what I think it is?
I think that they sat down and had a conversation. Like, look, you want us to prove it? We'll put our money where our mouth is. We'll make you the highest non-position played player in the NFL. This is going to last about 7 minutes till somebody else gets a contract, but that's what we're willing to do because we believe that you are the cornerstone of a Super Bowl champion team, which whether they make all the other right moves to support that or not, that's what this team believes. Like, This is what they, like, again, like you brought up the Deshaun thing, and you can expound on that again if you want to, but this team believes that they're trying to win a Super Bowl title.
Yeah.
If you have a guy coming off the edge that literally is a fucking game wrecker, like, you don't double cover this guy, he will ruin your entire Sunday to where I don't have a problem with it. I think that you need to keep making sure that you add some pass rush on the other side. I mean, get somebody on the other end of him that's undeniable, that to where, like, then you've got a problem, right? But it's like, no, I think that they were like, we're going to put our money where our mouth is, and these are the rest of our plans. I think they gave him more intel than you and I get
Probably.
around it too,
Probably.
to put him in a position where he feels better about things.
Okay. Well, I hope you're right.
And think about it this way real quick.
Yeah.
Look at all of the people that have left very good, and I'll even go as far as say great Cleveland teams in the middle of their career. Like, if Manny would have all of a sudden been like, you know what, I changed my mind. I'd rather stay. Would you be like, nope, your credibility's fucked. We don't want you, Manny. You would have been like, fucking pay the man what he wants. We will gladly keep you for whatever dollar figure you want, man, Ram.
He never pissed me off. That was the one thing I was just like heartbroken as hell, but I was never mad at Ramirez.
He took the same contract that Cleveland offered him to leave.
I bet it's not.
It is.
You come up with this stuff sometimes.
You are more than welcome to Google it. Anybody, somebody in the Hateful Eight, please help me out. Google it.
You told me one time that Jeter's numbers were off the just horrible.
His numbers are trash.
They're not.
Trash.
Just because you live in Barry Bonds.
Trash.
Fan whatever.
I'm sorry. I expect more from my superstars. Is that what you're trying to say?
No. Anyways, Jeter's like 6th on the all-time hitter. And I hate fucking Derek Jeter, but just arguing a point. He's like 6th on.
Then stop fucking.
He's like 6th on the all-time hit list. Couldn't have been that bad. Anyways,
fuck that guy.
I don't think you're right on the contract thing with Manny Ramirez.
It was.
No,
I'm telling you.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, same dollars per year. I think Cleveland offered him 3 years, $60 million, and he ended up signing in Boston for 5 years, $100 million. We are more than when the show's over. We'll whip out the phones and Google it.
Pretty sure they didn't offer. That was the end of the era where they were offering the big dollars. When Jacobs was like, I think I'm about ready to pack up my suitcase here.
They still went to the playoffs the following year. Got smoked ass by Boston. Remember? That was the Boston series where you gave up 1,000 runs in 3 games or whatever the hell it was.
I don't remember.
It was insane. I'm just saying, like, but there's been other guys. There's been other guys that have left Cleveland in the heyday prime of their career. Like, if those guys would have decided to stay, you wouldn't have been like, your credibility's gone because you changed your mind. Dude, elated to have Garrett back. Welcome back with open arms. We love you.
No,
Let's go win a championship.
You know what? Here's a kind of a thing. It's kind of like, with the Deshaun Watson fiasco, it kind of you feel like your credibility's shot, and then if you lose your freaking ace in the hole, it's like you really are fucked with not just the players, but like the morale. Like, we are literally throwing in the towel, like rebuild, like tattoo it over the forehead. And you mentioned the Deshaun Watson thing, and we talked about that off air, but I'll bring this up. Everybody makes a laughing stock about the Cleveland Browns, and I said, that's okay. Somebody's got to be the butt of the joke for the NFL, whatever. But the Browns brass, they try every single year. They took the huge cojones to go after Watson in that situation, because no one wanted the fallout of the Deshaun Watson, but the Browns were searching for a freaking another cornerstone.
When they had one.
Well, I don't know. Obviously, Deshaun Watson's prime compared to Baker Mayfield's prime, you take Deshaun Watson's prime, I think.
Well, the problem is Baker ain't done with his yet.
No. But I don't think...
So we take like 3 prime years. If Baker does what he did last year again this year...
Yeah, no. I'm not saying Baker wouldn't be worth the keep at this point, right? We've all seen histories, or hindsight's 2020, but I just think they took the chance, they jumped in the shit pool, and it didn't turn out well. But the risk that they took, it was brass balls, man. It was brass balls all the way. And they still... are trying to weave and bob and do all this shit to make it fucking happen. Kenny Pickett, who knows? You just told me a little bit ago, Russell Wilson, maybe.
Potentially.
Who knows? I mean, even Kirk Cousins, I heard that, and who knows if it's legit or not. You hear all kinds of rumors, but I heard that he was actually going to stay in Atlanta. We'll see. But we'll see. But they are trying to make shit happen to keep guys here and keep them happy. And I'm telling you what, it's like I said, they're throwing as much mud at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah. I mean, you look at it over the years, like they have spent money on free agents. Like they have paid multiple offensive linemen.
Amari Cooper.
I mean, you want to go that route. I mean, Landry was the first big one.
Yeah.
Right, that they were able to get to come here on that. And then they had Cooper, OBJ.
Odell Beckham.
Right.
Cancer of the NFL.
Everybody thought that they were stupid last year when they made that trade for Jerry Jeudy.
I love Jerry Jeudy.
Man, but he needs a running mate.
He does. And maybe they'll pick one up in the I think I heard Smith is just going right from the Buckeyes to the Browns. They're just letting them do it.
I don't think that's going to happen.
They're just letting him walk right
I think that in order for that to happen, 2 years, like not this next season, the following season, you would have to tank into the ground.
I don't want to tank anymore. But if it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
No, I think that they're. Cooper Kupp. I joked about this on our chat. I said Cooper
free
Kupp.
now.
Cooper Kupp is getting released. He's coming to Cleveland, and you were like question mark, and I'm like I'm just calling it. But that's a guy they could go after easily. He might be worth too much money. I don't know.
He's a guy though. I think that he's going to have options, and I think that dude's into ring mode at this point.
Sure, but he's already got a ring, right?
He's got one, yeah.
Well,
I'm just saying, like,
you got one.
That guy going to some place like Kansas City would 0% surprise me.
That's true.
You know, Baltimore, like.
So real quick on football, I don't know anybody's contract length. You probably do. Is Henry staying in Baltimore?
Yeah, I think he's got one more year.
Just one more year?
One or two more, but yeah, he ain't going nowhere. Like, that dude loves playing in Baltimore. Baltimore loves it. I mean, if there was ever a player built for a franchise.
That's sad to see but it's so much
He's
fun.
so good, though, man.
He is. No. I really like Derrick Henry.
One of one.
I really like Derrick Henry, and I wish he would have went anywhere but Baltimore. It's very impressive, but at the same time, it's fucking hilarious that they just can't get it fucking done. It's fucking hilarious.
It's crazy. It's crazy that Mark Andrews is the guy that cost him, too. That's crazy.
And is he done there?
No.
I heard they were getting rid of him.
No.
Maybe it was just fake news.
Yeah. No, they're not. There were people that were calling for it, but no. I just think it was hilarious so that Buffalo donated a bunch of money to one of his charities. Oh, that's hilarious, man. I love when I see shit like that.
Now, see, that's what pisses me off.
What?
When a guy like, not that scenario, but when a guy that's been your freaking faithful, it'd be like Myles Garrett in a AFC championship game, tipping up a ball and bobbling it and dropping it, and we'd lose because he didn't actually hold on to the ball or something like that. And then you death threat him or something like that. A guy has been one of your staples, and you're a winning franchise, and then I'm sure the fans turned on Mark Andrews like motherfuckers over there because be a Browns fan for 25 fucking years, and you would never do that.
I'm just saying, like, you're going to have times in sports where you get the Bill Buckners and the Ernest Byners, and, like, these kind of guys are going to happen.
Well,
like,
he's not one of those guys. He fucking dropped one pass.
I'm just saying.
But it was in his breadbasket.
And at the most crucial time in the season for a team that's built to win a championship now. I mean, I would have loved to have seen that Super Bowl.
Was that against the Bills?
Yeah, I would have loved to have seen that Super Bowl win Baltimore and Philadelphia because they're very mirror image type football teams. I think it would have been a much better game.
It would have been a good game.
It would have been entertaining at least.
But that would have given
Don't give up on your Browns yet. I know that the Browns are the quintessential next year
Dude, do
team,
you know who you're talking to?
And they're gonna keep making moves. Like, let's go Browns. Like,
I have told this story numerous times. I've been married for 20 years. I've been with my wife for 25.
Yeah.
As far as relationship goes.
Yeah.
For 13 years, she would come down in the basement or wherever I'm at. Why are you watching this shit? I'm like, because I have to.
Right.
Because there's an opportunity that they could win.
Right. Loyalty.
They're not going to win, but God damn it, if they do, I want to fucking be here for it.
Right. I don't want to not see it. You know, we waited for those fridges to fucking open.
Yes.
You know?
God damn it. We fucking did.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
Okay.
Unless you want to talk about that more.
No, I just I will say this. I know we talk about the Browns all the time, but just so that you have a little bit of update, something near and dear to my heart.
Okay.
Chicago's rookie number 1 overall pick quarterback last year led the league in number of times being sacked. And what you don't see in that number,
some guys, right?
What you don't see is the maestro job that he did to not get sacked another 30 times on top of it during the course of the season. They got an all-pro left guard, a Pro Bowl right guard, and a tuned-in center, to where it's like 3 of the 4 offensive line positions have been reset.
So you're telling me he might have a minute to make a decision?
Elated, and they have the number 10 pick in the draft, and everybody's like, oh, now you can go after Ashton Jeedy or somebody like that. And I'm like, I will kill everybody. There are like 3 left tackles in this draft that are all going to be right around there. Like, get one of those 3 guys and right into the sunset. What most people don't know. Ready for this?
Yeah.
The Lions. You know how good the Lions have been the last several years?
Yeah.
They're starting 5 offensive linemen, right? First round pick, first round pick, first round pick, first round pick, second round pick. That is how you rebuild a team. We got their offensive coordinator as our head coach. Look at what we're doing. Rebuilding this offensive line. And we got another pass rusher and a mojo defensive tackle. Did we maybe overpay for these guys a little bit? I don't care. I would much rather see a better product on the field. I'm so excited.
Unite the clans.
Yeah.
Unite us. Unite us.
So excited, man. And the thing that's crazy is the Bears division is so fucking good too.
Yeah.
Fucking Green Bay, Minnesota, and Detroit.
So I guess before we move on.
Yeah, finish up football. How about DK Metcalf being a Steeler? How do you feel about that?
Well, that's where my next joke is going to.
Yeah.
Who is going to be throwing the ball for them?
They have no quarterbacks on their roster right now.
I know.
Not one.
I mean, obviously Russell Wilson could go back there, right? I mean,
There's a lot of talk about Rodgers who got cut today.
that's what I was talking. And why did they cut Devontae
Who?
Adams?
The Jets? They just didn't want to pay him. Now you want to ask yourself a question. The question is this. Why did the Rams cut Cooper Kupp and sign Devontae Adams?
Oh, did they just sign Devontae?
Yeah. Like, just restructure fucking dude's contract. I don't know what you're doing. It's crazy.
But no, but the Steelers things, yeah, DK, not glad to see him over there. But what did your brother say that I can already hear not Antonio Brown, Pickens already bitching.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing about Pickens over there, man. If you're going to bitch like that, you better be as good as Antonio Brown, and he ain't as good as Antonio Brown.
No, but Pickens is pretty fucking good.
He's okay. We'll see, man. If they're a team, I would not be shocked at all to see them try to draft up and get a quarterback. They're gonna be the team that ends up with like Jackson Dart.
I hope they get the first one.
Shador?
Sanders boy.
Oh god, dude, that's the one guy you don't want here.
Now you keep saying that, and I agree. Even I have not watched him play. I haven't seen any tape. Have not seen anything. But for some reason, it seems like Bronny James to me. Like, you don't want that guy,
Dude, he's a diva. He's got terrible fucking mechanics. Like, he doesn't make anybody around him better. Like, if you're gonna draft a quarterback there, to me the Browns have two options at their pick number 2 overall. It's either the kid from Penn State, the defensive end, who we would love to see matched up with Garrett. I mean, dude, if you can sign Russell Wilson, Kenny Pickett becomes your project boy, and you can draft Carter with that second pick. If not, and you take a quarterback, you want the kid from Miami. You want Ward. You don't want Shador. He's junk, dude. Junk.
I think our guys are smart enough, but god damn it, if they take freaking Sanders, I'm gonna be so pissed.
It's gonna be sad. It's gonna be sad times. But the NFL, I love the NFL offseason. No other sport has an offseason as plentiful in drama and fun as the NFL.
Yeah.
Just dudes moving everywhere.
Soto tried to make it that way, but didn't quite get there.
No, baseball sucks now. Fuck baseball.
No, it doesn't suck.
Fuck
It's about to
baseball.
fucking happen. Dude, we are like
Baseball
14.
fucking blows.
We're like 15 days away.
Dude, fuck baseball. They just keep fucking it up worse and worse.
I don't know. Have you seen during spring training the strike challenges?
Are they?
I can't fucking wait for this.
Are they implementing it then?
Yes, it is so awesome. Right now, it's only in
It's just for the preseason games,
spring training. But it is so cool. You get like 2 challenges, and anybody can use these. It doesn't come from the coach. It is a batter, a catcher, or a pitcher. Those are the only 3. And here's how it happens. You get 2. Each team gets 2. So you kind of want to save these. And I'm sure they talk about it. Like, don't use these in the first and third inning. You want to save it to when it really matters later on, or if it's in a significant situation. But all you have to do is tap your helmet. And it is like within 20 seconds they have the result. It's or maybe even quicker, maybe 15 seconds. It's really fast.
Yeah.
And then they just show the screen and they just show the ball. And if it'll even when it's close it says half inch away. But some of those fuckers are like 6 or 8 inches when they're like, hey! No. But basically, if you're correct, you keep it. Just like football. You keep it, but if you're wrong, if you fail, you lose it. And you get 2 of them. So it's kind of cool. It's really quick, though. Like, it does not take much. And I can't wait.
We'll see.
I don't like it as a traditionalist, but I love it to get shit right.
Whatever. I don't love it.
No?
No.
I think we have you on record as saying you like it.
I don't think that's fucking true at all.
I think you're flopping on us, folks.
I don't think that's true at all.
No?
No. Fuck no.
I'm pretty sure
You're
you
just gonna
said...
phase out umpires? No, dude. Have you seen where they've had the full on mechanical umpires for minor league games? Have you seen this?
Like robots?
No, like everything's done with cameras. Cameras and sensors on everything.
Well, don't you need some umpires out there at least to keep the peace? These guys are just gonna fight for days.
What do you mean? No. So like they basically have like one guy out there that's like the field umpire. Like that's kind of the one that's fucking making sure everything is right. But yeah, they just every fucking ball, every fucking strike, every fucking out, everything is fucking managed by the fucking cameras and sensor systems.
I don't know. It'd speed up the game for one, and the shit would get done right. This is what I'm thinking. Okay, this system they have that they're using in preseason or whatever, spring training. It's gonna fucking like the Angel Hernandez guys, the guys that are just fucking dog shit and getting it wrong all the time. It's just gonna be like, fucking shit, man, challenging again, and they're gonna be right. The batters or the catchers or the pitchers are gonna be right all the time.
It's a fucking game.
Stupid.
I don't know. It's whatever. Baseball's fucking stupid.
No, it's
I used to love baseball so much, man. This fucking the salary cap bullshit in baseball is such a fucking disaster.
there isn't a salary cap.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that needs to change.
It's a fucking nightmare.
It's 2020 fucking 5. We need to fucking have teams regulated.
Dude, when 5 teams spend more than the rest of the fucking league combined,
Yeah,
and one team is almost double the fucking second team behind it, fuck them.
it is stupid.
It's fucking ignorant.
That's stupid. But
like
I still
that
love them.
championship didn't mean fucking shit last year.
No.
I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
I
Sure,
agree.
you won it on the field. You fucking should have. You fucking bought an all-star team.
Yeah, fucking mook. Yeah.
Fuck that shit.
All right, let's move on. All right, I wanted.
Sorry, man. I had to touch baseball.
No, you're good.
Fucking preseason, baby.
Do you have something you want to talk about?
Nothing crazy. Keep going. Keep going with your topics.
All right, so I was going to talk about hunting strategies in the off season.
Like, what do you do?
Like what do you do? Like for instance, where we hunt, we're changing some strategies, right? Mm-hmm. So a lot of times we throw corn out in certain spots. It's pretty much what we've done. We keep shit mowed down, cut short, and changing some strategies this year.
Yeah.
Going from some corn to more clover in certain spots. So what is the whole idea? It's like from the so wherever they're bedding. I mean, obviously they're not just going bedding to eating back to bedding.
Yeah.
They're going to travel and move around a lot or some. But what is the whole like strategy with getting them to move? Is it strictly for food? Water sources?
I mean, think about it. Like, what do they move for?
Yeah.
Water, food, and making babies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's predominantly what you're going to get to where, like, that's what you want to get.
There's got to be more than just that because sometimes they move from, like, your property to somebody else's property. I mean, there's a lot of migration there that we probably don't
Yeah, but
even
if they're up
understand.
on their feet, they're usually up on their feet kind of feeding around, you know, unless they've been bumped. You know what I mean? Unless something scares them and they're trying to evade. I mean, because
Right.
they're a skittish animal.
Right.
You know? But, like, yeah, the idea behind what we're doing is we're trying to strategically move them onto the property,
Right.
in a more continual way, right? To where, like, putting a bunch of clover out, you know, 2 different spots of clover. I mean, the area in between the 2 clover patches, it should be fire,
Yeah.
right? I mean, because you're wedging yourself between 2 food sources, and you can actually come in from the opposite end, the way that we come in from. Like, instead of dropping down the hill, like, we might want to start looking at cutting down the hill a little sooner.
Yeah.
And cutting in the side door, right? That way you're not going anywhere near that first one, right? So, like, some of that kind of stuff. But, like, I think the other thing that we're doing that's smart, and I don't know if anybody else has dealt with this, is, like, we had a portion of the property that we really haven't hunted all that much. It's been overgrown to where we just had a bunch of work and stuff done in there last year to where it's like we got the first real tree stand in on that side. And, dude, you know, like, that thing looks like it's going to be money.
The new double, yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good.
Dude, I cannot wait. So excited to get out
How are
there
you
and hunt
going to
that
get into
stand.
that one?
You got to walk down from the top. Instead of going right, you go left. And
But are you going to go right past your stand and then just right on through?
What do you mean?
Like to get that, it's directly across from.
No. When you're at the top, instead of like when you pull in, Normally it'll be park
Oh.
and then go to the right.
Oh.
You're going to the left to get down to that. Where you
Okay.
got to walk down the hill past Janet's stand,
I was gonna say 'cause
around
it-
the corner, and then
yeah.
get up in the stand.
Yeah.
The first time in the morning is going to be tricky.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll probably sit it once. Once everything greens back up, I'll probably sit it once in the afternoon before I sit it in the morning.
Yeah.
Because just doing that walk, I think, figuring it out, because like it's real easy on that side to get turned around. We've got a lot of logging roads on the other side. The one side, there's not really a lot. We have the one that's at the bottom main logging road,
Yeah.
and then the top main logging road.
Right.
And then the only other one is 5 Points, right? So we only have 3 that go left to right. Real easy to find.
Yeah.
The other side, they're kind of looks like West Virginia back roads going through there.
So now, early discussions where we're putting the clover in the bottom, in between the newsstand and yours, seems like we should shouldn't we put another stand down there? Like if you're looking at the double that we just put in, like you're looking at it, like to the right a little bit, like maybe 100 yards to the right, or is that too much towards that bottom field?
I don't know yet. I think that
But there is one actually down there because we were just fixing that ladder.
yeah, I think that part of it is I think that just like we put that stand in there last weekend, right? I think that you gotta use last year's intelligence a little bit. Like, where are they moving? You know, since we made all those changes to the property last year, how are they moving through the property now? You know, I mean, we have new and improved logging roads in. We've got trees that are gone from where they were before. There's more open spots in some different ways. So getting an understanding, I think, of how they're moving to where that's one of the things I'm looking forward to about getting over there on that side a little bit more is not just, I think the hunting is going to be great, but I think that being able to actually observe that hillside behind you and get an idea of kind of what's going on up there.
Yeah.
You know, because until everything's off of the trees and it snows to where you can see most of the way up through the woods, you could have a huge deer over there and never know it if he doesn't come off the hill.
I think that's going to be interesting, like opening day weekend. I mean, you and I have gone in the last couple years. I don't
love
know.
being out early.
I don't know. Do you think you get over that far? Is that going to spook them being over that far? Like if you were going to say, like, I'm sitting in the new double over there in the new area. I mean, is getting in there going to be hard with the first hunt of the year?
I don't think so.
No.
No. I mean, it's like anything else. You got to walk. I mean, all the other stands we go down to, you got to walk down and through.
See,
You know what I mean?
See, mentally, that's where I want to be because I think that's an exciting area. I think it's more populated. Like you said, it's more populated than we. Well, I don't think it's more populated than we think because you've seen a bunch over there. That's why we're doing this. And plus, if there's clover in there, so they're probably going to be down in there. But the stand that I'm actually most excited about is the one that your brother calls in the hardwoods that we're talking about. Seeing a bunch of paths through there. You know which one I'm talking about?
Which one?
It's the one that I first helped you guys hang. It's right off of the stand graveyard. Like that little path goes all right down in there. Like as you're walking in,
Oh, yeah. It goes down in the bottom down there.
it goes down. Yeah.
Yeah, well, dude, that should be a good time, too.
I am really like in my head. It's like screaming at me.
Did we
Sit
have
there.
did we get a seat put on that one, though?
It has the seat probably needs a little bit of adjustment. I think Josh said there's a board on it. I don't think you really want to be sitting on a board
Yeah.
the whole time if you can get an old man standing there, net or something.
Yeah.
So I might work on fixing that seat a little bit, but I think something's screaming at me to sit there.
We need to, but you know that's one of the things we need to do is we need to build a couple nets. Like just go get some
Yeah.
get some material. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whip a couple of them together. It can't be that difficult to do.
I mean, I'm sure there's replacement net seats for stands as
Probably.
well. But anyways, I think plus also I think somebody sitting in that hardwood stand that I'm talking about,
Yeah.
it spreads us out even more because that's one of the earlier stands when you're walking in.
Yeah.
When I'm looking at all the stands that we've mapped out, it seems pretty one of the things is you don't want to be right on top of each other. It's nice to spread out. Plus, if there's only one way to find out if you're going to see any action somewhere is to fucking spend a day out there.
That's not true.
No? Put some cameras?
Hell yeah. Dude, we'll be running cameras early
Yeah.
this year.
I think you wanted to do this is part of another strategy is normally we have about 2 cameras down there. I bought one at the end of last year, so we had kind of 2.5 for half of the season, and then you had mentioned that you'd like everybody to bring in a couple, so that way we have 5 or 6 cameras.
I would love it.
And I think I'm definitely down.
Yeah, we've got a double that sits about 40 yards off of the neighboring property line that we've had humongous deer on this last year, and we didn't put that stand up until partway through the season last year. It's just we had a little bit of knowledge of where some stuff was moving, and we're like, we got to get a stand in over here, and that stand ended up having like multiple really big deer in front of it, to where that's why I think that if it's in years past what we've run into, and I don't know if you guys that have property and hunt have gone through this, but it was like there have been times that it seems like there's like one hot stand.
Yeah.
Those days are gone. I don't think that there's one hot stand anymore. That stand is still going to be a good stand. We still had deer killed out of it this year, but it ain't the only one anymore.
Well, that double could have been freaking crazy if we had sat in it at the right time. I don't think anybody killed a couple does out of it maybe.
Yeah.
But if it stays like it was, it could be freaking crazy. I know your brother's probably going to want to sit there a couple of times for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Things change. I don't know. It also is timing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to be there at the right time.
Yeah, me and Josh were joking about that the other day. Or was it me? I think it was me and Josh that was talking about it. There were 3 days that I hunted last year that the very next morning I had one of those 2 deer right in front of my tree. 3 different days that the next morning they were in front of my tree. I just laughed. What are you going to do?
Yeah. Yeah, the one cool thing is there's some monster fucking bucks out there.
Yeah.
I hope one of us are lucky enough to get 1, maybe 2, whatever.
Yeah, and those are just the ones from last year. I mean, we had some real nice young deer last year that I think are gonna turn some heads this year.
So I think I mean, obviously I'm newer in all this, but I think strategizing and really thinking in the off season and like what we did last weekend, there's always going to be a lot of work to do at the property. There's always going to be something to do. So March 8th, we went down there, chainsawed a bunch of shit that had fallen over all of our trails and tracks, because that's the fucking shittiest work to do. Moving those fucking logs and running the chainsaws, it's fun work. But once you get down and you're doing your 10th one, you're like, motherfucker. I tell you what, I was fucking shot that night. It felt great the next day.
Yeah.
But my arms from lifting those fucking logs.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I mean, when you're lifting 6 to 8 foot fucking mondo fuckers, it's just... It's exhilarating to be out there in the woods, but like I said, when you're on your 6th or 7th or 8th clearing, it gets a little bit much. But
I'll tell you what, though, it's some man shit.
Yeah.
It's like in the normal everyday life, if you've got any kind of a non-labor job, how much of that do you get anymore?
None.
You know what I mean?
Much.
It's like it's fun to go out and do some man
and it's
shit.
good. It's good for you. But the whole premise was once we were done with that, we don't have to. Shouldn't, unless there's another bad windstorm, shouldn't have to do that again this year. So,
well, I mean, but like we'll have to continually check. I mean, we're
Right.
going to get some nasty thunderstorms this summer.
Sure.
We always do, to where there's going to be a couple more, but hopefully nothing like that. I mean, this last fall.
but it's also seemed like we cleaned some shit up that was kind of lingering too.
Yeah.
That we hadn't really. Well, that's over there. We don't really go use that much. But like even Josh was saying, you shoot a deer over there. Now all of a sudden you got to figure out how you're going to get around all these trees that fell down. So it's always good to get ahead of it. You're never going to truly be ahead of it.
No.
But it's nice. But then building the strategies like with the clover, and it's just, to me, it's exciting. It's probably the most exciting off season I've been a part of.
Oh, I'm jacked. And then the other thing too, like if we were giving out advice, which there's a lot of people that know more about hunting than I do. You know what I mean? I've been doing it 25 years, but it's like there's people that have a lot more diverse experience, I guess I'll say, in it.
Right.
But if I could give anybody a little bit of advice, get out there now. Get out there when it's 70 degrees and lower. Like, get your work done now. Like, from being out there this last season where the deer were moving, get your tree stands hung up, because like we're basically into a maintenance program now for the year.
Right.
I mean, we're going to be mowing, making sure that we're putting out feed, getting the clover and stuff in. I mean, like that. Not that there's not going to be any work, but like, it's not trying to move tree stands in 96-degree heat in August before the season starts,
Well, and plus, you want strategy. You want that shit there, so it just becomes part of the landscape.
Right.
You don't want them being like, what the fuck is that?
Right. I don't know, Jimmy.
Yeah.
That tree looks a little weird.
Yeah.
So
do you think we're going to hang one more? I know we don't we have pieces and parts, and there's a couple pieces we could use to get another one up. I know somebody wants to hang one more, but he always wants to hang 2 or 3 more than we should.
We've got 15 stands, 15 now on 53 acres. I think until, and maybe I'm wrong in this, but I don't want to slap one up top until we know what's going on up there. So whether it's observances while somebody's in the tree stand.
What do you mean up top?
Like if you're in the new double and you look left and you look up that hill, I don't want to just randomly slap a tree stand in there.
Yeah.
Like if we know where they're moving and like it's a consistent thing, sure. But like that's also an area that over the years they have notoriously bedded in. So it's like we've got the rest of the property. If we have 12 acres on that corner that we just don't mess with, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
It's not like we're dying for a space to hunt. If 12 acres was all we had, if that was all we had, sure, we'd have a couple stands in there, right?
Right.
That's how I look at it. I mean, it's not like we're like if we had visually like, oh my God, there's a top ridge up there that these bucks are running all the time, and this is where their main travel route is. Okay, then you figure out a strategy to get closer to it. But we don't have any of that intel. You know what I mean? Like whenever you take on a new piece of property, you know, or something opens up for you, like you have to make educated guesses to start.
Sure.
And then the first couple years, you're going to do some moving around the tree stands. I mean, we've had instances where we literally moved tree stands 20 yards, you know, just because we read it a little bit wrong and they're running a little bit different pattern, you know? Yeah. So I'm not dying to hang another one. I'm going to have to be persuaded in a way that makes a lot of sense for that to be the case. So to me, like, and I like that really on that side, you've got the one down by the field. You've got the one that we're talking about, the new double, right? And then we've got the tripod. Nobody will ever sit that tripod again. I don't care if we just take it out. So
I have to take a restroom break. Or I'm going to piss my pants.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
You talk about yourself.
You can take this out if you need to remove it.
No.
No? You're going to keep this going?
Keep it going.
All right. I'll get into a monologue for a minute then. So it's not very often I get the mic to myself. So I'm going to talk about this. So 26-year employee, right? Same company. And I've enjoyed it a lot over the years. There's ups, there's downs, like anything else. It's like a marriage, only not a marriage, right? So I ended up in a little bit of a situation where I was in a meeting talking about some stuff, and they had a little bit different idea than I did about it. And one of the big bosses, you know, made a comment to me about you know how much work people can take, and disagree with me strongly. And I pushed back pretty hard, which has never really been my MO. And I don't know if any of you guys have ever dealt with that, to where it's like sometimes pushing back at work is difficult, you know, especially when you've been someplace a long time, you've got new senior management. But I'll tell you, like, it was also one of those moments where it's like, not just that I've earned the right, you know, because I do think that if you give enough time and dedication to stuff, sometimes you do earn the right. But I honestly think that eventually, you know, you get to a point where you're smart enough to know, you know, like when you got to push back on the boss, man. And I think that if you've earned a little bit of respect, you got to be able to do that, you know? So something for you to think about, you know? I'm not telling anybody to go out and get yourself fired. I'm just saying, like, if you know what you're talking about, don't be afraid to express it. Now, I'm not telling you to go motherfucking anybody either, right? But, like, there's times, I don't know. That's what I ran into today. It's as hard as I've ever pushed back against, like, senior management.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Like, they tried to tell me that they could give more work than I thought was possible to only one person. And I'm like, this is never going to work. I said, there's no way that that's going to work. Like what you're asking of that person is never going to be productive.
Right.
And they were like, okay, like we won't do that then. And I was kind of like, that's right. Like, you know, I was kind of like, and it was one of those things where it's like in the moment, like, did I just feel myself age? Because 10 years ago, I wouldn't have said anything.
Right.
I'd been like, I don't know. We'll find a way to make it work. I don't know. Like, but it's only the only way to find out, and that's to try. Yeah. You know what I mean? But like, I was like, no, I'm not doing this to somebody. Like, it's 2 people worth of work. We need 2 people for it. So.
Well, I mean, you know, I think it has to do with also tenure. Been at the place a long time. Mm-hmm. I think it also has to do with experience.
Sure.
You're not 1 year into sales.
No.
You know, at some point, I mean, I think a lot of people see themselves as a young person.
Yeah.
Even if you've been somewhere. I mean, I guess unless you're in retirement age.
Yeah.
You probably, I mean, my mom always says it. I mean, she's turning 80 this year, but she always, I feel, in my mind, I'm 18,
Right.
You don't, your body doesn't feel 18, but in
Right.
your mind,
Right.
So, fuck you, right? I'm still a young person. So I think that it's kind of funny when you progress and when you actually are older and you are in your middle ages, and then it's also respect.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't trying to be disrespectful about any of it. I mean,
But I'm saying they respect you. Is
yeah.
what I'm saying.
I hope. I don't know.
Well, they wouldn't have made the decision or agreed with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Or they could just have said it to pacify me, and tomorrow I go in and they change something. You know what I mean? But
I don't know.
yeah, that was my message on that. Like, just don't be afraid to push back if you got some conviction on something, but you got to be able to back it up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, have a little bit of logic and a little bit of reasoning. God forbid you have some data. Which I did. To be able to kind of like, hey, this is why this doesn't work.
Yeah.
So that's it. Nice and easy. So
Well, good.
I got to do my monologue while you were proving your old age.
Well, you know what? I didn't get to prove anything. The bathroom was taken, but we'll figure that out next time.
That's wild. You said the bathroom was taken?
Yeah, it's all right.
You went up there for all that? You just said you were going to piss your pants.
Well, for a moment, you ever have to shit your pants, and then all of a sudden you take a walk, and then all of a sudden like, well, where'd that go?
No, that's not how that goes.
If I have to, I just heard the toilet flush. If I have to go again, I'll run back up there. We're
You
all
can
right.
you can run back up there
No,
anytime.
We're not doing another fucking muggle.
You
We're
could
doing
have just
live.
waited, dude. You could have just gone, dude.
Well, it's funny. Karam goes, "There's the yard." I said, "Jake might use the yard. I'm not using the yard." Karam.
I don't use the yard. Kidding me right now?
just kidding.
Who would do something like that? That's gross.
You know what?
I live in town.
You know what's funny? My stepdad. They have the Ring
Yeah.
doorbell,
Yeah.
and of course, the only person that looks at it is other than him is my mom.
Yeah.
And so apparently he got caught by her a couple times. He's out there letting the dogs out, just piss off the railing right on the porch. And one time she just said, "Richard, fucking watching me? Mind your own business." So,
You take the fucking dogs out then,
what are you doing out there? What do you think I'm doing?
right? That's
Anyways,
funny.
let's go into AI. Do you use AI any time?
I've when it first came out and it was like all the rage.
I don't mean like
used-
making pictures. I'm
No,
talking
no.
like,
I use like Chat GPT a couple times to make
Okay.
a few lists on things, but no, I'm not an AI guy.
I'm going to tell you what, I'm not either, but I'm slowly snowballing just a little bit. And when I'm talking about AI, I'm talking about like there's a new app. I don't know if it's Android and iOS, but it's definitely on Android, and it's called Gemini. Now, I was getting all these notifications about use Gemini for this, use Gemini. It's basically like a Google Home replacement.
Yeah.
Where you can ask it questions. You can apparently there's also a mode that you can actually just like talk to this thing, like, and it will just like weird human interaction type things. I haven't done that, but what I have done is like ask it. And this is where we're getting into where I was talking about. We were talking about meat. I asked it like, what's the best way to prepare a venison backstrap? And it gives you all this amazing information about pan searing, and it's about high heat, but don't overcook it. Get the temperature to 120 to 135. It's just all this amazing information that it's just, I don't know. It kind of blows my mind. And I was asking, check this out. The other day, my furnace is it's doing this. Gemini told me it's doing a short something. It's a short run, or I forget what the exact term was. But what was happening is the furnace was coming on, it would run, and then it would shut down, and then it would try to kick back on again, short cycling. And it would try to kick back on again. And it was doing this for about a week, and I'm like, all right. There's a heat sensor that I will clean. You can sand it, and I've been doing this for years because one of the guys came in and showed me this, and I take it out, it's dirty, I sand it off, put it back in, it seems to fix it. Well, that didn't fix it, so I'm like, you know what? Getting fucking Gemini out. Asked Gemini, told it, the cool thing is like, when you're searching in Google and you're literally like on the keyboard and you're searching, if you type the wrong word or you say the wrong thing a little bit, you don't quite get what you need. This thing seems like it's very broad. Like, I don't have to be exact. I just told the Gemini exactly what's happening. Why is my furnace kicking on, then shuts down, then tries to run for a minute, then shuts down again? Says, sounds like it's short cycling. Gave me 5 different things to check. One of them was the heat sensor. One of them was a simple fucking filter. Now, we change our filter religiously. My wife's like, I think we need to change the filter. I'm like, oh, no, we don't need to do that. But I go and do it. And so it said, a clogged filter could be causing this. I'm like, well, this is an easy fucking fix. On my lunch break, I fucking went down to Ace in the plaza, brought a filter home. Boom. Hasn't been doing it since. I'm just saying, it's pretty fucking handy.
I don't know, man. We'll see.
I asked it how to change blinker fluid today, just as a fuck around, Blinker fluids are electrical and do not require fluid. Like, I know that. I drove by an auto parts and they said, we have plenty of blinker fluid and horn oil. And I was like, all right, they're fucking with somebody.
Yeah.
But anyways, so you're not getting into it?
I don't know, man. It's just not. I haven't found a lot of practical use for it yet.
Cooking. I mean, I know you do a lot more cooking than I do, so you probably know where your sweet spots are. I'm not a big. I do a lot of breakfasts.
Yeah.
And I do a lot of simple things like throw a pizza in the oven. Yeah. Make some fucking meatball sandwiches. I'm good for that. Basic shit. But like preparing a full meal with all the fixings, that's not me. Yeah. But that's what I can use that shit for.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Maybe I need to use it to get some recipes or something. I don't know. Cuz like for me, like I if I'm cooking, I cook a lot of meat, right? Yeah. Like I'm a meat and potatoes guy. Yeah. I can cook potatoes 20 different ways. You know what I mean? I'm real handy with eggs. You know what I mean? And like I cook a lot of different meat. You know what I mean? Like rice is easy. You know what I mean? Like most vegetables you can just steam. You know what I mean? Like there's not a lot of mystery around like what I do. It's pretty straightforward. And sure. And when I first started off into like smoking, I Googled a few things, I mean, most of it's pretty logical,
What smoker do you have? Like, is it a name brand?
Yeah, it's a Traeger.
Okay.
But like, it was like, again, if you guys know me, like I'm not the kind of guy that's just going to run out and buy a Traeger. Yeah. I found a guy down in New Philadelphia that had one.
Traded a gun for it.
No, it was actually awesome. This guy posted it, and like it only had it posted for like an hour, and it was like an hour away from my house. And he said that a guy couldn't pay him for doing some car work, so he gave him this Traeger, and all he wanted was the cash. So he had it posted for just the cash, and so I got a hold of him, and I'm like, "Is this?
What can we do here?"
I was like, "Is this real?" And he's like, "Yeah." So like I looked him up, and like the guy actually owned a detailing shop.
Okay.
Like that was right there, you know what I mean? So I looked it up. The whole thing was legit, and I asked him. I said, "Hey," I said, "Is it cool if I Venmo you the first half? That way you know I'm coming." I was like, "That stops anybody." He goes, "But you don't know me. You trust me?" I'm like, "I can see where your business is, and I know that you're the owner. So, see ya."
Keep going.
Right.
Keep telling the story.
Apparently that P fade thing doesn't really work. Sounds like bullshit to me. But yeah, I use a Traeger. I will tell you that if you decide you're gonna get into smoking, just take your time and enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. Like the 23 to 25 hour smoked brisket, that's overdone. I'm sorry. Like you don't have to go quite that low on it to make it amazing. Again, if we're gonna start handing out recipes, and I got a minute, if you're gonna do a brisket, my preferred method is I will put it on 210, leave it on 210 until it at 165. Wrap it at 165, take it up to like 240, and then let it ride 240 until you get to a 198. Now I leave it 3 hours. People talk about resting for like 5 hours. I don't know. Maybe that helps it. Juicy is all get out. Perfect every time. One of the other things that I actually did last time was I got a pretty good sized pan, and I put 2 racks in the bottom of it, like cooling racks. And it actually worked out really, really well. A little bit of the fat runoff that you get down in there, I actually took, and when I wrapped it, I actually poured that back over it. fantastic. Worked out amazingly. So that's how I do brisket. I check it about every 2 hours, just to make sure that like nothing's going haywire in there. Give it a little spray. I don't know if anybody that's into smoking ever uses a spray. I prefer to use Sprite, a little bit of orange juice, and apple cider vinegar whenever I'm doing a spray. So
I missed it because this was like the one time. By the way, I'm ready to go like 2 hours now.
yeah, I bet you feeling light and airy. Ready to go another 9 innings?
I tell you what, episode 122. I finally had to take a piss during the show, and I left twice. Anyways, so do you like the Traeger?
I love it.
Okay. Would you recommend it?
Highly.
Okay.
But I don't think you can go wrong with a Traeger, a Pit Boss. Like the number one thing that I would tell anybody, and it's, you want to call it cheating, I don't care, but like it's got to have the auto feed feature on it.
What
like,
is auto feed?
To where like legitimately there's a hopper on it, and I set the
Harper.
temperature. Yeah, and there's a hopper, and I set the I set the temperature, and it self feeds to keep the temperature regulated right where I want it.
But okay, I guess I'm just confused with. I have to see how it works to understand what feeding is.
Okay, so there's these little wood pellets.
Oh, it's got the pellets.
Yes, but you're still using real wood.
I'm not saying.
Yeah.
Man,
So
pellets. I'm just saying. Oh,
yeah,
it's pellets.
Hell yeah, it's awesome. And there's
Now you can get different.
There's a
flavor pellets, right? Is that the whole smoking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, to where it's like if you're going to go that route and really start getting deep into it, I try to get stuff that I don't mind using the same mix on everything, but like if I'm going to make a conscious choice, like I did a whole bunch of pork butt once. Like we were having a birthday party and where I had to do a couple of different rounds of it. I went and bought a bag of cherry for that. I like that little bit of sweetness that goes with the pork, right?
Right.
More of like a hickory, I think, goes with like the red meats, you know? So, yes. Okay. Love it. I definitely recommend it. Recommend any guy that enjoys grilling, I recommend you get a smoker.
Yeah, I'm going to do a lot more research, watch a lot more videos, but I'm just thinking, I'm kicking it around in my head.
Now's the time.
Because
they're still on Facebook Marketplace right before the heat of the season.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of, you got to do things at the right time of the year if you want to get a good deal.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good. I'm just kicking it around. Don't know if I'll do it, but I like the idea of it. So,
if you do it, again, small recommendations, but if you're going to do it, the first thing you need to do is a pork butt.
Now, is the Traeger, is that the little green egg?
No, I don't like the green egg.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought it was.
No, I had a green egg given to me, and I'm like, whoa.
Is that what it's called, the green egg?
Yeah, but like you got to keep adding wood on your own to get the temperature self-regulated. So then like it's a whole different thing. I'm not doing it to that level. Like there are guys that like that's how they live. Like this is like the compound bow versus crossbow guys, right? When it comes to the self-regulating and the non-self-regulating heat. I'm a self-regulating heat guy.
Okay.
Like
that's good to know.
I'm never going to put measured 22-inch billets that are 1 inch by 3 cubits in, you know what I mean? Like they've got to be center cut. You know, I need some cherry that's from Brazil. Like it has to be a particular thing for me to get that flavor because I can taste the different. Like that's how those guys are. I'm not that guy. I know what I like.
Now the thing about smoking,
I cook the shit out of it.
Is thing about smoking, is it slow?
Yeah,
it's slow, right?
Low and slow.
This is the shit that you've told me that you like set your alarm for. Is that right?
Yeah, but like it was like what 2 weeks ago now. I had a brisket that I wanted to get done. The weekend ended up not working out the way I wanted it to where I ended up brining it for about 36 hours, a little longer than I wanted to. But I got up at 4:00 in the morning on a Monday and put it on. You know, went through my work day. Like I said, checked it every couple hours, make sure that everything was good. You know, wrapped it in the middle of the day. It ended up doing about 13, 14 hours, something like that. Took it off, let it rest. By the late evening, it was money. It was amazing. Like, and it was literally the best one I've made yet. I mean, this is my fourth or fifth briskets. I'm not deep into them, but like I think I've got it down pretty well to a science now. They're amazing.
Okay.
God, again, I could talk about this forever, but I will tell you one more thing is I don't know if anybody here's got like a Costco membership, but if you do and you're gonna make a brisket, go get it from Costco. You can get that stuff for $4.99 or $5.49 a pound all the time. I used to pay like $9.99, $10.99 a pound at like a regular grocery store. Yeah, cooks up just fine. Fantastical.
Wonderful.
Yeah, thinking about making a corned beef for Monday, but probably not.
corned beef.
Yeah, because you know what Monday is? Monday.
Are you taking it off?
No, I actually have meetings. I can't take it off. This is. I think it'll
Is
be.
this the first St. Patty's Day?
I think this is going to be the third one that I've ever worked.
God, you're going to be depressed that day.
Right. Now, I'm not making any promises for Tuesday morning.
What's Tuesday morning?
Right. You got to wake back up, man.
So you're going to partay the evening?
Yeah, I mean, we might a little bit, go out, get a drinky poo or two, I haven't been drinking beer though, man. I haven't had a beer in months and months. Like, I'm doing good with my beer non-drinking. Dude, I can't do it, man. I love it so much and I'm so good at it. Like, I can't. Like, I can't have one. Like, if I have a beer, I'm going to have 7.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, I know
fucks up. I'm going to tell you what, it fucks up a lot of things. I don't mean like driving or relationships. What I mean is like staying on course.
Yeah.
Trying to be a healthier individual. I love drinking beer too, and I don't drink it on the level that you do. But when I start drinking it, I start eating shit I shouldn't.
Right. But like, I'll drink a couple mules. You know what I mean? Like we talked about, like I haven't even really been drinking any bourbon.
Yeah.
Because like bourbon, because I'll do the same thing with bourbon. Like my problem with bourbon is like, I'm going to have a little bit of this, and I'm going to have a little bit of this, and I'm going to have a little bit of that, and I'm going to have a little bit of that. Oh, let's go back to the first one. Oh, that second one was real good. And then by the end of the night, I'm like, Tommy want wingy,
By the end of the night, you're out of ice
Right.
and bourbon.
Right. I'm just like, it's fine. The couch is fine. Dogs. I love dogs. Beautiful dogs. You know what I mean? Like,
Come on up here. I'll move the tinfoil.
right. Exactly, dude. Next thing you know, everybody's getting yelled at.
Yeah. Get the fucking dog up out of here.
Right. I mean, have you ever thought about that in your life as an adult? If I had to take all of the times I've ever been yelled at as an adult that are non-employment related, I would tell you like more than 80% of them probably had something to do with alcohol.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like I don't get yelled at on a daily basis. I mean, and my wife is amazing. She doesn't ever yell at me about anything. I'm talking like previous lives.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But it's like 80 to 90% of my problems that I've ever had have all stemmed from that. And like, I've never done anything like super douchey. You know what I mean? Like I've never been a bad husband or anything like that, but it's like, man, I don't know. You get older, you start to think about that shit. Like you ever had those mornings where you wake up and you're just like, man, you're a piece of shit. Like you really are a piece of shit. You really went off the rails last night.
I think we all have those conversations, and
right?
I think it's you're in your own mind, right?
Yeah.
So you know the level of person you expect.
Yeah.
And you know the level of person when you're like, God, what was I fucking thinking?
Yeah. Just like, I can't even look at you, and then you're hungover. It's just a fucking shitty time. That's why there's a big part of me that doesn't miss that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
God, I love drinking beer. Like, and the worst thing, like now's a good time of year for me to not. It's like IPA season's coming in and I don't fucking drink that shit. Fucking pussy,
like that
fucking weak ass bullshit. It's not weak, man. It's got double, triple IPAs, but fucking it's good. Fucking Pine Sol. Tastes like somebody fucking ran Pine Sol down a sweaty plumber's ass crack and fucking called it an IPA, right? That's International Plumber's Ass. Dude, International Plumber's Ass.
I was going to say, what does this stand for?
Boom! Dude, fucking nailed it. It's fucking gross, man. But like when you get to the fall and it's the fucking pumpkin beers that lead right into the fucking Christmas ale. Ugh.
You know what? What were we doing? We were playing cards at my house.
Yeah.
Finishing up the, was it golf?
Maybe, I don't know.
You mean Mikey and Baker?
Yeah.
Was it? It must have been golf.
Yeah, it was golf. That was the summer outing.
And so you left a couple pumpkin beers. And I had them in my fridge for a few weeks. And of course it was an evening and I'm like, I didn't go get any beer. It probably was like a Wednesday. Sometimes you just know when you're going to have a beer.
Yeah.
Whether you go buy it or you open the fridge to see if anything's left. And I was telling Don, I said, I have never had a pumpkin beer.
Oh,
I said,
and you started with the king, man.
And I said, and Jake fucking raves about this shit.
Yeah.
I said, so we're going to see what it's all about. So she was kind of laughing to see what I was going to think. And I said, well, you know what? I said, I don't know if I could drink this all the time, but it's not fucking half bad. It's pretty fucking good.
Dude, that's the king, man. I know it was the pumpkin because that's like the shit. That's what I go to, man. Dude,
Probably.
Oh, dude, it's the goat, man. It's the
I'll
good
never
ones.
forget when, I don't know if we talked about it on the show, but Jake was reached out to one of these breweries, and I don't know, was it for that beer?
Yeah,
And
Southern Tier
he wanted to buy some from them, and they said
in July.
Right. And they said they didn't have any.
They weren't distributing yet for the season.
Well, they had a bunch of halfies and stuff.
They're called short fills.
And so this is something when the bottles don't get filled to the right ounces, they can't sell them or something. Did they give those to you? Mm-hmm. So Jake has this super fucking happy picture of, I don't know, it was some ridiculous 100 and something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was 158 beers. Now these things for a 4-pack of these, I think they're up to $14.99 for a 4-pack in the store.
And the lady says to Jake, I can't sell these to you, but you can have them.
Yeah, it was literally one of the craziest things. There it is.
You still have the picture?
Oh, hell yeah. I don't know if you can see this. Can you see it on the screen?
Yeah, let me bring it in. There it is.
Look at that. Look at all that pumpkin.
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
And so, but me being the gracious person I am, so I reached out to him and I went out and they're up in Lakewood, New York. I met the lady up in Erie, and I actually took all that delicious, beautiful beer and I had it all coolered up for all my friends and served it at my 40th birthday party.
That's right.
And I let my friends and family drink the living shit out of that expensive, delicious, tasty beer.
I was still at the beach.
You got to pay it forward. Don't even get me fucking started. Our birthdays are 8 days apart, and every fucking year this guy's gone.
No, I wasn't gone.
Every year.
That year I was.
Right. Every fucking year, man. It's like,
I won't be gone this year.
Right.
I wasn't gone last year.
what are we doing?
We're fucking blowing it out this year, baby.
All right, dude. We got
Big 5-0.
Yeah. Oh, this
Me
is
and-
your 50, man.
Me and Baker's
Oh, man.
5-0.
So we got to
We
get.
need like 2 get-togethers in the summer.
Oh, yeah.
One for kind of you and I, and one for me and Baker.
Yeah. When's Baker's?
June 10th.
Man, there's no reason the three of us can't all do it at the same time. I mean, you guys are 50 this year. It ain't about me, man. Like, I'm more than happy. I'll put a little party hat on and go down, crawl down into the depths with you.
Well, he's mid-June. I'm mid to late July.
Yeah, it's 6 weeks
So-
apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's baller.
5-0.
Hell yeah, dude.
Figure it out.
So we're gonna have to talk to the missus, see if she's gonna throw a party at the Reisinger household or what we're doing.
Probably not. The last party she threw for me was my 30th.
What? No way. Really? Oh man.
Oh, that was a good one, though. That was a surprise party.
Yeah, man, we got to figure out something then. At the very least, we're gonna get the boys together. Maybe there'll be 2. Maybe there'll be one for the wives and girlfriends and one for the boys.
Or maybe we go golfing twice.
Oh, okay.
I mean, something.
I can ruin 2 Saturdays of my life. That's fine.
Oh, I did want to do some cornholing, though, too. But, that's a lot of orchestrating.
Right. That's all right. We can probably put that together though. I mean, even if we get all 8 of us, that's at least 4 teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to figure it out. We'll keep you posted on the birthday madness this year.
Crazy.
Hoppa turning 50.
Oh, my God.
Man,
And it makes me, like...
it's crazy, dude, because you don't seem 50.
So when I think about that number,
Yeah.
now that... The first thing I go to now is, like, how many more years can I hunt? I swear to God. Like, I don't care about anything else. It's like...
Oh,
what do
I
think?
love it.
Can I hunt till I'm 65? Probably. I just can't carry as much in.
Oh my God, I love that. I love that you have at least got to enjoy like developing this obsession with us.
Well, it changed this year with some success, and
I told you there's nothing like it.
And-
There's nothing like killing your first deer, is there?
and now I'm really kicking myself in the ass because, to go back a little bit,
Yeah.
on AI,
Yeah.
I asked, because I'm talking with Caden, my son, I'm like, I wonder if there's anything different with the meat from a doe to a buck.
Yeah.
And I said, well, let's ask Gemini. Gemini fucking knows everything. Gemini said this: during the rut, the peak rut, if you kill a buck, the because of the hormones, it can be more gamey.
Okay.
They said off rut, it's probably not much difference. They said, but the least gamey meat would be a doe.
Yeah.
That's what they said.
Okay.
So I was telling Caden, I'm like, God, all these years I've wasted. I could have just bagged a doe. I mean, I could have killed a doe every single year.
It don't matter. It worked out. Your first deer was a real nice buck.
Right.
That's cool.
But knowledge is power. So now he goes, well, what if you never shoot another buck? I said, why?
I'm still going to have this one hanging on the motherfucking wall.
Right. I said, I've grown so much with knowledge and this and that. I said, if a doe is as good as I can get, it's still meat in our freezer, son.
Dude, that's the thing about success, bro.
Yeah.
You can't take it away.
That's right.
When you actually achieve anything, doesn't matter what it is. When you actually have achieved it, not when you've almost achieved it,
Right.
not when you're on the road to achieving it. When you've actually achieved it, ain't nobody take it away. It don't matter.
It's good.
It's fucking awesome.
I'm high-fiving myself every single day, and I can't wait.
Fucking dying to get him back, aren't you?
I'm excited.
Oh,
Fuck yeah.
Dude, it seemed like the longest 9 months of my life. Now, I never had a pregnant wife, so I can say that. Like, you know, if I had had a couple natural children,
yeah.
you know what I mean? That'd be a little different conversation. But, oh, dude, that wait for the first one, oh.
I don't really think about it, but there's times that I'll be like, wonder what that's going to look like. And so what I'll do is, the other day, actually, I found a picture of my deer's nickname is Corner Pocket. So I found a picture of him laying on the ground. It was one of the first pictures I took of him. And I rotated it to kind of be aspect so I could like just look at it like, that's about what it's going to look like.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I've been waiting on mine for a long time. And fucking Josh, I love him, but damn. Fuck, my brother's an amazing person. Like, there's no two ways about it. I love my brother to death. But he called our taxidermist. He's like, because mine from last year is not done yet. So
It's not done?
no, I mean, Lee's had a bunch of stuff going on, and Lee is the man. He's like, he's the goat.
Yeah.
Like, the work he does, like, it's worth the wait.
Sure.
Like, if I just would have known up front, like, hey, it's going to be 18 months, I'd have been like, yeah, great, fine. Like, I don't care, whatever it takes. Like, he's that good. But Josh is like, well, you can just wait, and we'll come pick them all up together. I'm like, you fuck stick. Like, what are you doing? Like, I've been waiting forever on this fucking deer. And I love that deer. Like, he's got a split G2 on him. He had his one eye's fucked up to where he's going to do the eye so it's fucked up on him.
Oh, he's really going to make it fucked up.
Yeah, like, because his eye was completely closed and all puffed up, and he's going to make it look just like him. Like, he took a bunch of pictures of him and shit. Lee's the man. I can't wait to see this fucking thing.
Nice.
So, yeah.
So I've been thinking about, like, because when I went down to Lee, he's asking me shit. I'm like, I don't really know, but, you know, this is my first one.
Yeah.
He's like, well, you know, so he went and got me some pictures, and he's like, well, you know, this or that or this. And so I know that the turning look is really cool, like when they're turned a little bit, but I'm like, well, this is my first. So in my mind, I just wanted him straight ahead.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's the peak, which is a little bit lower, he said, and then there's the more upright, whatever. So I said upright, you know, ears out, just basically standard.
Yeah.
Basic. And then so in my head of heads, I'm going to have another one looking in and another one looking in. So the max, honestly, for me, I'm not going to mount every single deer I shoot, every buck or whatever. But if I get to a 10 point, right, and if I get to an 8 with these huge tines on it, you know, I'm gonna mount those. But that's in my thoughts of thoughts. So
I would tell you that goes hand in hand with a lot of other things in life. Like, don't make all your plans yet.
yeah,
You're going to be shocked with how that whole thing plays out in your mind as you start killing more big deer. And you're going to get three on the wall, and you're going to shoot a deer, and you're going to be like,
fuck.
now what?
Now what?
I can't not mount him.
Right.
Like, and that's how that conversation's going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? Those are wonderful conversations to have.
Yeah.
That was some of the most fun I've ever had. Is like, because I did the exact same thing, right? I had the one that was upright in the middle and two looking in, right? And like, that was like the main setup for a long time. To where it's like, all right, I killed a big fucker. Like, where are you going now?
Yeah.
Like, who's getting switched out? You know? It's fucking so fun. I recommend deer hunting to anybody that can do it. Like, if you have the ability and a place to go, there's nothing like it.
Yeah.
There's
Fuck
nothing
yeah.
like it.
All right, we're still going here. We got a little bit of time.
All right.
Not a lot, but a little bit.
Not a lot, but a little.
So I want to talk about. Have you ever had a garden at home? A home garden? Don't seem like it's your thing.
No, but I'll tell you why. And I got no problem admitting this out loud.
Yeah.
I love my grandparents. My grandparents were salt of the absolute earth, church 9 days a week, like wonderful, wonderful human beings. Like, I believe that our grandparents come from a generation that we may never see again.
Right.
Like, just, you know, tough, stern. I mean, hardened. Like they went through some times that I don't think we've ever seen times as hard as what they went through. You know what I mean? But still very loving, caring, amazing people. That said, they had a championship level garden. And growing up, we spent almost every Sunday afternoon over there for Sunday dinner. And my grandma could cook the shit out of it. It was like my grandma's cooking. She's exactly what you think grandma's cooking is. Yes. And I know lots of you listen, you got grandma that could throw some cooking down, right?
And there might be some people that is like, what are you fucking talking about? But my grandma's same level, man.
Yeah.
Make it, whoop it up.
Yeah, but the last sentence that you wanted to hear is my grandfather being like, hey, come out here and help me for a minute. Fuck. Because, dude, the amount of time that I've spent, you know, when you're young, all you're allowed to do is weed. You know what I mean? And then as you get a little older, next thing you know, you're out there for 6 hours with a little spade doing individual holes, row after row after row. And then they try to sell you on the idea because they're getting older and they're like, hey, you better go check on your pepper plants. Your pepper plants are coming in real nice. You better make sure they're weeded real good. You know, you don't want to be stunting their growth. So by the end of the year, you've taken care of half of their garden. You know what I mean? Then you're listening to them at church, passing shit out. I'm like, I worked my ass off on that. Like, you're just gonna hand this out to people?
I thought those were mine.
Right. So as an adult, politely, no, I don't have a garden.
Yeah.
So are you a gardener now? Are you getting into it?
No. I'll explain where I'm going with this.
All right.
So Donna loves having a couple tomato plants. If we're gonna do it, I'm gonna throw a couple pepper plants in there. You know, cherry tomatoes, the regular tomatoes. Just a quick backstory. I'm not a vegetable person at all. As I've aged a little bit, like a fine wine, I'm starting to enjoy more vegetables. But I'm still not a huge vegetable person. I do enjoy the cherry tomatoes and things like that, and I will slice a tomato and put it on my sandwich.
Yeah.
But that's not like a staple of mine. It's like, oh, we have tomato. Okay, I'll use it. But like, I don't go looking for tomatoes to put on my sandwiches.
It's amazing.
So anyways, we had this garden in portion of our yard, small. I'm going to say like 4 foot by 8 foot. I mean, that's a very small garden.
Yeah.
We would have, but my son and my wife love cucumbers, so we were growing cucumbers, and they come out pretty well. We have a little I don't know if you want to say a trellis, but something that they can climb up,
like lattice.
Lattice, yeah, exactly. So we've had some success, but the last couple years, no garden, zero, gone. And we really want to get back into it. Now, we're not going extravagant, but I'm going to build some boxes. We're going to put it in a different area. Now that we have the fence, remember? Everybody, wink, wink. We have the fence going full length of the backyard now to keep the bad people out. I'm going to build some boxes and throw some dirt in there, have it delivered or go get it, whatever. Fill it up, and we're going to have more permanent garden for the next few years. But so we're doing that. But it's not going to be much more than we were doing. It's just going to be a better area and more designated.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Like how big are we talking?
I'm going to guess it's going to be about the same width, maybe 5 feet wide by maybe 12. You know, nothing crazy, but enough because she likes to cram shit in there. And I'm like, it's too fucking close. You got to give these things enough room to get bushy. I'm sure that's probably false. You probably can plant tomato plants as close as you want.
Yeah.
And they'll just fucking grow.
Yeah.
And plume.
So you're just sticking to tomatoes and cucumbers?
No, we'll do, I like to do, so the 1 year.
Yeah.
I did a shit ton of red hot chili peppers.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. And so the cool thing is, I wanted to get, this was actually a lot more work than I could have just went and bought the fucking little chili powder shake from Acme for like $3.50 and I would have been way ahead. But it's just kind of fun to do it yourself. So I grew all these chili peppers and then you dry them and you literally
pop them.
Well, no, you take a thread and a needle and you freaking put it through, you tie off the end and then you just keep fucking you basically get this hangable thread for the chili peppers, and I hung them by our sinks by the window and just let them dry out. You let them fucking dry out. It looks just like you'd see in some, I don't know, some old school grocery store or something. Just shit hanging everywhere. And then you can grind them. I forget how I grinded them. But anyway, you just make powder.
Yeah.
Basically. And then you can, and I used it on like my popcorn or seasoning or whatever.
Interesting.
But once again, I could have just went to the store. But it's kind of something fun about doing it yourself.
So you're going to throw a couple of those in there?
Yeah, there'll be some chili peppers. I did jalapenos before, but I figured out that I don't really like to eat jalapenos. Slicing them up's okay, but I grew them and I never ate them. But now the chili pepper spice I would use, and I would probably use it more on like the venison, you know.
Yeah.
Spice.
No White Widow or nothing going in?
White Widow? I don't know. But Canaan, listen, Canaan Meats
Yeah.
in Worcester, one of their jerky flavors was, oh my God, I fucking blanking. I'll think of it in a second. But it was one of those names where you're like, holy fuck. The Devil's Kiss. I said, is it hot? And the guy, it's some old guy that he's like, he doesn't even like get deer like his own or anything. So he's like, I don't really know any of this stuff. And I'm like, why am I talking to you? We're somebody that fucking shoots things. I want to know something, you know. He goes, yeah, he goes, that's pretty hot. He goes, it's pretty popular, but I heard it's pretty fucking hot. I'm like, well, I want my family to eat some of this shit. I don't want this to be like,
nah, dude.
Lips are falling off.
Hillbilly, dog. Hillbilly's the ticket.
It is. Well, I told you, I got jalapeno hillbilly because I'm like, okay, this is going to add just a little bit of spice because jalapenos aren't off the charts. They're just a little spicy. But I was assuming that the hillbilly, he said it's a little sweeter. I'm like, well, that's perfect. Sweet flavor with some spice. I mean, you can't fucking go wrong. And I did not go fucking wrong.
No, I like the regular hillbilly. I don't like shit that makes my mouth hurt.
This doesn't.
I didn't say that it does. I'm just saying I am the guy that will err on the side of caution.
Yeah.
With
Now,
that.
my question to you is, I'm going to put you on the spot here. How come you have never given me any, like even a taste of this jerky?
That's bullshit. I don't believe that for a fucking second if we go back over the years.
I've never had a piece of Jake's jerky.
Oh, bullshit. There's
well,
no way.
that may not be true.
Dude, I used to bring bags of that shit to work all the fucking time.
Okay, well, now that I don't even remember but that's very possible.
And I haven't had any made in years.
Oh, I thought that's what you got done.
No, dude, years. I have none. I haven't had any in years.
Why? I thought you just said earlier on the show that you get as much jerky out of your deer as you can.
When I take it in, yeah. But I haven't hardly been keeping deer over the last several years.
Oh, okay.
I've had so many people that have wanted them.
Gotcha.
I've literally keep pieces and parts here and there. That's what I'm saying. I might have enough out there now to go get like one round of jerky made. That's why I said I should have kept the last deer this year.
Yeah.
I should have fucking kept it and got it all done because
Dude.
I'm due. Trust me.
Do you know what's in my head? Like, taking two, like I took 3 this past year, but like keeping 2, not donating it all. But I don't know if I have a freezer that big.
Well, one way to find out. Dude, I'm telling you, I need to get some more. That's why I say I always try to be a good person with the people that I give my deer to. You know, I've only got 3 tags.
Yeah.
You know, I gave all 3 of them away.
Yeah, and I donated 2, but now I'm thinking about after I drop some of this off at my stepdad's, I'm going to probably have the conversation in the summer. Like, do you want a deer? Like, I'll fucking shoot it and tag it and take it to the processor, take it over to Bob's, and you can decide what you want to do with it.
Yeah. Oh man, I didn't tell you about that. Did you see that they had the big meeting in Columbus about the hunting regulations and shit?
No, but I did get a notification saying something updated, but I must have fucking swiped it off.
Oh man, it sucks. Like you're not gonna get hammered with it. Fucking Josh, man.
Right, the out of state.
Holy fuck, it's going way up again too. It's like another $70 fucking more.
Is everything going up?
No, just that. So for those of you that don't know, my brother lives out of state. Him and I own the property here. So I get to use landowner tags, right? It cost me $0.00 to fucking hunt deer on my property because my brother legally has his legal address outside of the state. He has to use out of state tags, even though he owns the property here.
That's bullshit.
Oh man, it is so fucked up. To where I think a license and a tag, one license and one tag together next year is like just short of $400.
Do you know, I was reading for Ohio, there was almost 200,000 out-of-state tags. And they were saying some ridiculous number that like a quarter of those get filled.
Maybe.
Those motherfuckers are paying that much and not filling them?
Oh, but that's nothing. You know what it costs to other places? And Ohio is one. They need to fix the fucking system because they're fucking it all up.
I don't know. I kind of like it for me. I don't pay hardly anything.
Well, no, because you're hunting private property with us, and
No.
you're in state. What the problem is that Ohio is one of the few states anybody can come here and get a tag over the counter. Like if you wanted to go hunt Iowa,
Yeah.
right? You can't just fucking go hunt Iowa.
Yeah.
You got to get into a lottery and hope you get fucking drawn. Like we're in a lottery up in Michigan. We get our bear points every single year until we have enough bear points to get the tags for the zone and the time of year that we want to hunt them.
Bear?
Bear.
You're hunting bear?
Bear. Black bear.
That reminds me because of your fucking 450 Bushmaster.
Yeah, dude. The
We-
thing's a fucking murdering fucking son of a
Probably could
bitch.
kill a bear. But me and Josh were up there, and he found a bottle, an empty bottle somewhere, and we found a battery pack. And I said, he's picking this shit up. He goes, I don't know who's fucking putting this shit everywhere. I said, well, I seen some ammo pack, and I went over and picked it up, and I said, 450 Bushmaster. I said, I guess this narrows it down.
Where was this at?
Right by the gate.
Oh, really? I don't fucking
It
remember
was so
throwing
funny. He
anything
goes-
on the ground out there.
He goes, I don't understand it. But when I found that ammo, I was like,
I wonder how it had to have fallen out of my truck. I mean, my truck's a fucking mess all the time. I don't just throw shit on the property.
have you ever sat in your stand and looked down?
I mean, I drop a bottle now and again.
I'm just fucking with you.
Now I'm gonna have to go fucking look.
It's
I
gone.
don't pay attention.
He
to
fucking
it.
picked it up.
You know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do?
You could have put a bunch of them.
Next time I go up to his house, I'm gonna leave one right outside the fucking back door. 450 Bushmaster box. I'm just gonna start fucking hiding them when I go places now, just to fuck with
It's
him.
like the rocks. The people hide the rocks.
I'm just gonna start setting them around. Like, no, I don't fucking know what happened. That was weird.
He did send the funniest picture though in the winter when he ordered that MAGA hat and they left it in his front yard. He goes, I guess the fucking Amazon person don't like Trump. Josh ordered a
man.
MAGA hat and
That's pretty.
and
Pretty
it was
funny
a
shit.
clear bag for
Yeah.
Amazon, which is kind of weird. I've never seen a clear bag.
Yeah.
Must be a Michigan thing, but they must like his house was like looked like it was 100 feet back, and the thing was just out by the road. Like they
doing-
just threw it out. There's your fucking hat.
It's pretty fucking funny though. Honestly, right?
Follow the rules.
So we can skip the other talkers on here, but there is one thing I want to tell you about real quick,
Yeah.
which I think I don't know if there's any way that you can watch it online. I've been kind of waiting to see it happen. Have you ever heard of the movie Glengarry Glen Ross?
I have heard of it.
Do you know what it is?
Is it a lawyer movie?
It's about sales.
Sales.
And it's like the greatest sales movie ever made. Like there's
I-
one-liners the whole way through. Alec Baldwin's young.
yeah.
And he's like the boss from Uptown, and Jack Lemmon's in it, like the original, like
I think it's been one of those movies where I've caught pieces but never watched the whole thing.
Well, like there's a super famous line in it, like where Alec Baldwin's like, "Coffee's for closers," because like Jack Lemmon was gonna go get a cup of coffee. He's like, "What are you doing?" It's like, "I'm getting a cup of coffee." He's like, "Sit back down. Coffee's for closers," right? Because he's not selling anything. Like,
Yeah.
it's really good. Well, the story, the theatrical adaptation of Glengarry Glen Ross is on fucking Broadway right now. Now, that might not sound that cool to the average person. Dude, this fucking cast is crazy. Bob Odenkirk. You know who Bob Odenkirk is?
Is that
Saul Goodman.
Saul Goodman? Yes.
Okay. The guy that plays his brother, Lenny, of Lenny and Squiggy, that plays his brother in Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
He's in it. And fucking Bill Burr. The three of them are all in this. And
On Broadway?
it's on actual Broadway in New York City right fucking now. And I don't know, I don't watch award shows anymore, because I'm asleep, which means I'm not, but the guy that just won like Best Supporting Actor, Macaulay Culkin's brother, Kieran,
yeah.
he's in it. It's like
Don't
loaded.
go like he's in it. I mean, he's really a nobody.
He
But
just won an Oscar, though.
who fucking cares?
I'm just saying, dude, I want to see it so fucking bad. I don't know if they're going to put it out any place where you can actually watch it, but
Well,
I'm going to
I
have
mean,
to.
We have a huge place up in Cleveland that.
But when
What is that up there?
But when it travels, it's all the understudies and shit. They're not going to travel to Playhouse Square in Cleveland to do this show.
Why?
But because it's not fucking happening.
So I see. I don't understand plays. So they have understudies that travel the show.
Yeah, so like the shit's going to go off in New York City. Like that's fucking Broadway.
Oh, so you got to go to Broadway to watch.
right.
the-
You got to go
the
to
real
NYC.
guys.
Yeah, to watch these fucking guys.
Fuck that.
I'd love to fucking see it though.
Jesus. With those guys, it would be pretty fucking good.
That's what I'm saying. It looks fucking great.
By the way, I know you. Do you even know what Spinal Tap is or who they are?
Are you shitting me? Really? You,
You
don't
know-
think I know who Spinal Tap is?
I'm asking.
Dude, have you ever seen the movie?
Do you know who the lead singer is?
Lemmy.
Yeah. Okay. There's some people. There's some
Dude,
people
why
that
are you
have
ask-
no clue.
Why would you ask?
That's
like,
Lenny from Lenny and Squiggy.
man, that kills me.
Okay, I'm glad you know.
Yeah,
One more solidification that you're my friend.
dude, come on.
What do they turn it up to?
Crank it to 11.
Thank you.
What?
I just had to make sure.
It's very surprising that you don't think that I know that movie. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's times you surprise me. That one,
I didn't think you would know.
man.
I thought there was something in the back of my mind saying that we've had this conversation and you did not know that. But either maybe you didn't and you held on to our conversation.
What? I'm gonna tell you what, man. Next thing you know, you're gonna be asking me about that. What was that movie Pink Floyd made? You know,
I don't know.
there was Kids in the Hall or something. Was it the Kids in the Hall?
Kids that fall. Kids that fall.
Man, you fucking got me right there, man.
Did you talk about Trump's tariffs?
No, I didn't. I had it on the list, but it's been such a fun show. I was like, you know
All
what?
right.
Let's not fucking go down
Well,
political
it's
fucking
been
lane here.
155 with me pissing twice. It's like 145
Right,
plus some Jake monologue in between there.
right. Here's my final monologue.
Yeah.
Parenting tip.
Yes.
Everybody knows this. Everybody agrees with it already. But just a friendly reminder: if you got kids that are acting unruly, you've got two options. You can send them to a fucking military school, which I don't hate. You know, there's some of those still around. You can still go do that.
You can whip out the belt too.
Right. Well, not anymore. Not unless you want to go to fucking jail because kids are fucking narcs. It's fine.
You can still do it.
Right. But
do it early.
the other option, as we know, and it's the most effective way to treat childhood assholism is to fucking take away fucking electronics. I would have never believed until I've seen it with my own eyes. It's actually that effective of a technique.
But there's a withdrawal period that's fucking horrible.
Yeah, but the crazy part is like day 3. If you can get through the first couple days of them
Yes.
just hating everybody, it's like the sun comes back out.
It's crazy.
And they're the most amazing children.
Yes.
It's weird.
It is a epidemic, and I don't know if can you imagine your kids like Sujin and Karam's like
They're not going to be able to turn it off. That's the difference. Is like at least these kids can turn it off. Like it's going to be in like a whole Neuralink fucking thing, where it's just never going to stop at some point.
I mean, my kids both got a phone at 12.
Yep.
And a lot of people, even we kind of were like, is that too early?
So same number.
But now you see kids that are walking around 5 or 6 years old,
Yeah.
whether it's theirs or their parents.
Right.
I don't know.
But the trick about it now too is you can't take one thing. You got to take everything. You got to make sure that the Xbox, the computer, and the phone are all gone because you can use them all for everything now. Mm-hmm. Like it's the whole damn thing. You got to unplug your whole household.
Well, you got the consoles. Let's
Yeah.
just say a Switch,
Yeah.
a PS5, an Xbox, whatever your flavors are.
Yeah.
You might have them all.
Yeah.
And then, if you have a PC, and then your phone, maybe a tablet. Holy shit.
So then you got to get
That's
them
a
all.
big fucking basket.
Yeah. You know, the last time that we had to ground him, we let him. You could still watch TV in the living room. You know what I mean? Like, and
Which one are we talking?
the younger one.
Okay.
But so he's only 13.
Yeah.
You know what he wanted to watch and what he and like loved it was The Last Dance, the Jordan 10-part docuseries.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I told him, I said, dude, if you like that, you got to watch Man in the Arena. Did you watch the Tom Brady one?
Yes.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't care if you like Tom Brady or not. It's really, really good.
Oh, wait. I think I did.
The Tom Brady one's filthy.
I may not have. I'll have to-
Man,
I have
it's
to find
so
that.
good.
Is that a 30 for 30?
It's like a 7-parter.
Okay. Yeah.
It might even be 10. It's either 7 or 10, but yeah,
I
it's
may have.
ESPN.
I may
Oh,
have
it's-
watched that.
I can't wait for whatever one's
I
coming
definitely
next.
watched his roast. Now that was fucking funny.
Yeah, apparently there's more coming, but they haven't really announced who yet. So.
More roasts?
Oh, dude, like it was one of the most successful things Netflix has ever done.
Oh, Tom Brady?
Yeah, the Tom Brady roast.
Yeah,
Like
it
there's
was
going to be
good.
more of them coming.
I watched a couple minutes of another roast the other day. I can't remember who it was. It was
Yeah.
pretty funny.
You know what was badass too? You know the other thing he watched on there the other day, and like he started talking to me about it. I'm like, oh man, you are the right age for this. WWE.
Yeah, you told me.
I was like,
He's
oh
getting
man,
into it.
yeah.
Yeah, he is the right age.
So if he actually starts watching and get into it, like I will totally surprise him and take him to wrestling.
Yeah, my parents took me to a couple when I was that age.
Yeah.
I can remember. Now this is going back a ways, but it was like obviously the Hulk Hogan era, and the Rowdy Piper, the Paul Orndorff, Macho Man, Randy Savage, and I can remember, like watching not live but watching at home, and it was definitely Rowdy Piper. I can't remember if it was Paul Orndorff, but these guys were fighting all the way, like wrestling and fighting all the way to like the locker rooms
Yeah.
or wherever they. And I can just remember being like completely like thinking like even though you're told this is not real, you can't figure it out. You're like, God damn, they're like really fighting.
Those guys are beating the shit out of each other.
They're really doing it.
Right. It was all, dude. It was some of the most fun I've had as a human being. Was wrestling. I think I told you. I think I told the story. I was 7 years old. My mom and dad took us to Richfield Coliseum. Dude, I walked in and I saw that wrestling ring, and like, if you'd have told me this is the pinnacle, man, you're not gonna get to be any happier than this your whole life, I'd have been like, I'll take it.
Yeah.
And then when Real American came on, I was like, holy shit, Hulk Hogan is actually here. Crazy, dude.
Yeah. See, I don't
Crazy.
remember. I would imagine he had to be in there, but I don't remember seeing him.
Yeah. I got to watch him wrestle Jesse the Body Ventura.
Oh, great.
Dude, I got to see Piper and Orndorff. Dude, just so crazy. Like, we went to like even as we got older, like we went to Raw multiple times to see like Stone Cold and The Rock, and like when like they were young and like
Yeah.
in their dude,
Yeah.
it was so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think we only went once, but it was a blast.
yeah. Went to Survivor Series once with my dad, right? Got to see Undertaker and all that. Dude, it was crazy. Survivor Series in Cleveland. Like, because like for that being in Cleveland, and
Yeah.
my mom and dad super sprung. I'll never forget it, man. I'll never forget it. It was a Christmas present for us. I mean, I'm maybe 10, 11. I mean, we were like peak,
Yeah.
80s hardcore wrestling fans. You know what I mean? And it was a Christmas present. And my mom told me later, she's like, those were $70 a ticket to sit on the floor. And we're like, whoa.
Thank you.
I didn't even know that they
I love
made
you
it.
so
I didn't even know
much.
they made $70 tickets back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's expensive, especially then.
Oh, it was crazy. But we were like 14 rows from the ring. Like, it was insanity. It was the greatest shit ever. Like when you walk in and like the ring, because the ring has a special apron that says Survivor
When
Series
you can
on
actually smell the sweat. You're like,
Right.
yes.
Yeah, I remember Josh leaned over and he's like, people are watching this on pay-per-view, what we get to see live. I'm like, oh, what? They are. They're paying pay-per-view and we're live. What?
We don't even know what pay-per-view is, but it's
Right.
so cool.
Oh, no, we knew because we never got to see WrestleMania live.
Oh, okay.
I think I was 15 the first WrestleMania I saw live, and I still thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Like, wrestling back then was a different thing. So, but, like, if he gets into it, I'm totally going to take him.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
It's like, well, not anything like, but if you ever get in like the monster trucks and take them up and then you realize that was a great carbon monoxide event.
yeah. Like being in the pits for, you ever been to a dirt track race and been in the pits?
No.
Oh, you just fucking smell gasoline and rubber the entire time. It's literally all you smell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Go out of
awesome.
there without a headache. You're
Right.
like, that was awesome. Oh
Right.
my God, where's the Advil?
Right. Then you see, these guys crawl out of their cars after doing 30 laps, all sweaty and fucking gross, like hugging people. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
Jesus, why are we here?
Right. I need a beer. Get me the fuck out of here.
All right, let's call it.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for joining us tonight. It's been a good time. As always, if you're struggling with anything and you don't know quite where to turn, please go ahead and pick up the phone. The easy number to call now is 988. If you don't have a phone and all you have is a computer, log on to 988lifeline.org. If you're dealing with any kind of mental illnesses, anything like that, to where you're just really struggling and you need some help.
Absolutely. So if you're having problems bad thoughts, want to hurt somebody or yourself, or just can't kick the substance abuse or something along those lines, call the number. Someone will be there to help.
That's right. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll talk to you real soon.
Bip, bip.
Cheerio.
Ha ha!